See what happens.
All right, we're back. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being put through with our technical difficulties shenanigans. Lauren, well, it was really me. I forgot to mute the audio like a complete doof. So I hope you, as Raina said earlier after we had muted it, I hope we didn't lose any LaCroix audience members since Davis was drinking a grapefruit thing that was carbonated. Anyways, welcome to Fate's End. Welcome back, guys. I am Lauren, your tail weaver for the evening. Got some quick announcements before we get into stuff here. First of all, it is September. So, I mean, how great is that? You can save up to 30% off subscriptions until September 30th of this month. So another great reason to subscribe to our channel. Every little bit helps. It helps. Every little bit helps. Yes, okay. So, or you can subscribe for free if you are a Twitch Prime member. So that is also great too. Stick around for our giveaway during our break. Again, we will be giving away our Founder enamel pin. We have 17 left now. Only 100 were made, and Daniel and I have signed both of them. Daniel and I have signed the back of each pin. I think, Davis, you might have one close to you right now if you want to show that off for a second. And then you must be a follower to win. I'm actually going to show you guys what it looks like on our overlay here for just a moment so you can see its beauty. That is it, our Founder's pin. Davis is also sharing on his camera what it looks like as well. So stick around for the break. We're going to be giving away another one of those. Again, only 17 left. And once they are gone forever. Anyways, so stick around for that. We want to take a moment to wish Danny, our Finali, a happy birthday. Her birthday is actually Wednesday, but because you guys won't, her birthday will be passed on next Monday, we wanted to go ahead and celebrate a little bit right now. So everyone, show her some love in chat. Finali's birthday is Wednesday. So we wanted to wish you a happy birthday there. And I think that's it. I think we're ready to get into it. So guys, let us get into tonight's episode of Fate's End. So just make sure, can y'all still hear us? Can I see in chat? Can y'all still hear us? Mess with the audio. I'm waiting.
Can you hear me?
All right, okay, just making sure. Okay, great. Okay. I fixed it to where I won't mess up again. Samson, darling, will you please give us a recap before we get into tonight's episode?
Oh, um, yes, of course. I was prepared for this. So, last we left off, um, the party of Fate's End had introductions with the audience, and we all got introduced to all the individual party members: Lorelei, Urmir, Finelai, Brearia, Roaring Bear, and Samson. Each in their own individual elements. We all got to meet somebody, all these new characters individually. Throughout their small individual journeys, the party met a druid, a high level druid named Revenir Thorn, who asked each in turn for either a favor or quest or some sort of um, help in some way, and told each player, each hero, to meet at the Fool's Gold Tavern, where they all found each other. Meeting up and having some drinks, playing two truths and a lie. The party met, I think, Groon,
Yes.
who told us to um, hang out for a while, get to know each other a little bit, and then a few of us threw up.
Just just Finn.
Us,
Finn rolled a natural one, and she threw up, or he threw up.
We learned some interesting things about each of our characters. Some secrets were revealed, and some quick bonds were formed. And we left off with Revenir Thorn beginning her.
Yes, you all went down to the lower third level of the inn. You walked into the back room and entered the private quarters for Revenir Thorn's private quarters. So we start there as you all just kind of like shuffle into this beautiful room, this beautiful like cavernous room. And we'll start there. Revenir just kind of looks at you all as you all enter, and she places both hands. She firmly plants them on the table, this long table with books and papers, and she looks frustrated and confused. As her brow kind of furrows. And while Revenir still evokes youth from her appearance, she looks very tired and worn. This famine, I am ashamed to say that it has eluded my gaze for far too long. I don't even know quite how long. It is by far the most disturbing part. That I am so sorry, Urmir. She looks back down at the table, those papers and books scattered about. I am only one person. She whispers those words. She grabs at the wedding band around her necklace, twisting it around, lost in thought for a moment. I can't do this alone. Shall we begin? And she kind of gestures for you all to sit. And she takes a seat as well. I'm guessing you all sit down.
I found a seat on the far side. Kind of kick my feet up and start to listen.
You kick your feet up on the table?
No, I don't actually do that.
Just okay.
Stick them out.
Good to know.
Just stick them out a little bit.
So you all settle in, taking your seats at this very long dining room table with the flower chandelier kind of glowing and this kind of pollen trickling onto the center of this table. And Revenir looks up at you, Urmir, and she says, Urmir, you told me you live beneath the city. She opens a large tome on the table in front of her, and she just kind of runs her fingers across some entries, and she flips through the pages, and she continues to look frustrated. I've gathered the records for the food stores from each Freesia's advent. It doesn't make any sense. The records show plenty of food from Freesia's advent. Plenty to make it through the winter, and then some.
Yeah, we don't... It goes to certain people. It doesn't get passed around the way it should.
Are you sure? I spoke to the man who was in charge of these records. And I don't believe he was lying when he said it was passed around. Must be something that we're missing here. Do you think Hush could be involved in this, Ermir? Did you perhaps overhear anything from them?
He thinks for a minute, kind of reliving the brief memories that he has with Hush. He says, "It wouldn't surprise me. They'll do anything to line their pockets, you know? They're ruthless."
Is there anyone else you might know down in the Undercity that may have an answer? Something. I feel like we're blind and...
Well, there's a man named Crick. He's a bit odd. I've never personally met him, but he holds some authority. And Gravier, he's kind of our unofficial speaker. He talks to the ones above and makes sure that we all have a voice.
Oh, a person of leadership who leads you all. I've not... Is it this Crick or this Revere that you speak of who is the leader? Who kind of guides those under the city?
Gravier's the one that I know. I've never personally met Crick. But I've heard the name. Gravier, he's a bit more well known, at least to me.
I wonder if this Crick is the same that I have heard of. I don't know how long he's been there, but I did hear that there was someone down there. Some call him a loon, others a doctor. Perhaps there's a connection there. Not sure. But I have heard word of him. And this Gravier, it might be good to speak with him. Perhaps he knows more. She ponders for a moment, and then she begins to look very uncomfortable. I've heard more news. I've heard whispers of individuals resorting to cannibalism. It's a rumor, and I don't know if it's true or not. Do you know anything about that, Ermir? It sounds absolutely barbaric. I can't imagine it resorting to that.
Not for most of us. But some of us are worse off than others, you know? It's all just meat to them. I've had a couple run-ins. He said, not from this, obviously. He holds up his metal arm. He says, but I've had some close calls. They're less than civil. They're just hungry. All they see is meat.
It's horrible. I should not have gotten to this. I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry.
It's been like this all my life. My mother used to tell me it wasn't always this bad, but, you know, those are just stories.
Perhaps there's value in speaking to this Gravier, this Crick. I don't know about seeking out cannibals. Perhaps there are answers right under our noses. Everything starts from the events at Freesia. Community collects the wool, the Undercity, like the sheep shearing contests and the pig calling. There are a variety of other festivities where food is collected and shared. Perhaps there is a mishandling of goods. Maybe someone is lying. Maybe someone is hoarding it and marking it incorrectly. We need to see it at the source. I'm not sure. What do you all think? The rest of you have remained quite silent. I'm very interested in hearing your thoughts.
Permit, do the citizens of the Undercity typically partake in the events of Frisia's advent?
Yeah, when we can. It feels more like a token festival for us. Like the ones above patting themselves on the back that we get the scraps that they feed us, you know? Yeah, there's a little bit more to go around, but based on what Revan is saying, it's not nearly as fruitful as they would like you to believe.
Well, of course not. I mean, a society should take care of its citizens. And Frisia's advent, the mentality that we all take care of each other should be a universal mindset. I'm so baffled by, you mentioned a famine, but it only affects a select amount of people. How does this happen?
Well, select amount of people control the food. Select amount of people decide who gets to eat.
So,
This ponders me as well. Where I come from, we all learn how to get our food ourselves. And we all have a specific role. We can't get by without the help of the others. This is entirely new territory that people who are willing and capable are not able to get food.
I think the problem is that they're choosing not to give them the food. I don't think it's that there isn't food. I think that they're just not getting it down to the people in Undercity. Is that right?
Yeah, that's about the sum of it.
So Roaring Bear, it's like if you go out and you find something, you kill it, you bring it back for the clan or whoever, your people, and then you just don't share. That's what's happening.
That would be grounds for the clan disintegrating. This is outside of our minds.
It's the way it is around here.
I think that's why we're here, man.
so who's in charge of the food?
That's what I was wondering too. Maybe we need to go talk to them.
Well, it wouldn't surprise you to know that it would be a council member. A variety of council members who organize and distribute. Niveau Maximum doesn't necessarily involve themselves in that, but it would be the merchants, which are the spiremen, Peregrine Murphy, and he would be in charge of the more, like, the accounts. I've talked to his man, that's how I obtained this book. They're more in charge of that. Of course.
You said Peregrine Murphy.
Peregrine Murphy, yes.
Peregrine Murphy.
And Eladine von Becker, of the Court of Savion, she's the church, and she would also be overlooking that as well. Both of them, and I hope to speak with them today, as well as Kaya, or not today, tomorrow. It's late, by the way, just a reminder. I just remembered. So I do hope to speak with Eladine and Kaya Reed. She is the leader of the Sparrowhawks, as well as Peregrine, to see how this could be so mismanaged. I just don't understand. That is my objective tomorrow.
I understand the concept of selfishness, but who stands to gain from withholding food from others?
That is the very question, isn't it? I don't understand why that would be something to... Who would gain from that? I just don't understand. Again, she looks very frustrated and confused, like, it's food. It's not gold. It's not magical items. It's food. Unless there's blackmail involved, maybe? I think we have lots of questions And perhaps we need to seek the answers here.
Would you mind explaining this blackmail?
Blackmail? Sabotage?
Sabotage.
Sabotage,
That is a
probably.
good word.
Sabotage is probably not quite the word I would use. But essentially, I have something, you need it, but I get you to do things for me in order for you to obtain what you need. It's not a very kind thing to do, of course. I hope that helps.
But very selfish. That
Yes.
could be a motive.
I can think of a couple reasons why you might keep the food from the people. I mean, sailors need to eat too, on the seas, while they're going off trading. Increase their profits by lining their pockets and having some extra food on the table. Might be easier for all those merchants sending gold out over to Ikion and up into Sunspell and all that. Or the worst of it, I mean, if you're trying to win a war, you start by taking the resources. You don't start by slaying people, you start weakening them first. Keep them down. If you want to keep the people in the undercity down, you keep the food away.
That's a very clever insight on the situation, Samson.
I've been around a while.
I
I think
kind
it's a
of...
bit simpler than all that. I think it's just greed. They don't see us as equal to them, you know? We're just another another group fighting over the same pot, as it were.
Well, especially considering it's under the city and they don't really have to look at it every day. Maybe that's a thing too.
Sadly, I think you are right. A lot of people have the mindset, if I don't see it, then it doesn't exist or it isn't happening. But of course, that is far from the truth. I suggest...
I do not understand.
Go
Why
ahead.
must the Undercity remain unseen?
Indeed, there is an entire forest over there. It seems mostly unoccupied.
That is an interesting concept. Perhaps that is a direction we can move in. I will take this to the council. It's been too long. The Undercity needs to see the light. This is my objective and goal. I will not let them be forgotten. But first, we figure out what's going on. And then we move. Again. I'm so sorry, Ermir. This is going to stop.
I would like to see things get a bit better, though.
And they will. You have my word. We can't let these people live like this anymore. She takes a deep breath, and she kind of looks over her papers and thinks for a bit longer. I suggest you all investigate the festival. Perhaps some of these leads are worth pursuing. I'll leave those to you all to decide which to pursue. I will be seeking an audience with the Cambrian council members to see what else I can unearth on the morrow. It's getting late. We should get some rest. I've reserved rooms for all of you.
Rooms.
Yes, rooms. In the inn. Like this room. Well, not like
Away
this
from the
room.
table. Do I have to sleep in it?
Well, I would never force you to do anything you wouldn't want to do. If you don't...
Why wouldn't you?
Growing Bear takes a deep breath and kind of turns away from the table. I used to sleep indoors. I do not anymore.
I respect whatever decision that you would like to make. I'm not going to force you to sleep
He
here.
kind of runs a hand through his hair.
But know that you are welcome, and I do not expect anything from you. She's starting to get the sense that maybe, like, you're, like, gonna owe her. And she's just, yeah, she's like, you do not owe me anything. It is the least I can do for your help.
No, it is not. No, that is not the issue. I am. These days, I am uncomfortable indoors. It makes it difficult to sleep.
Okay.
Spend a few days sleeping on the ground. You'll change your mind.
I have spent my entire life sleeping on the ground.
On purpose.
Yes.
I mean, sleeping under the stars could be really nice. So, yeah.
It is quite nice. I agree. I do not like the walls anymore. They remind me of bad times.
Daniel clicks his pen. All right. Do you have anything else you would like to say to Revenir before you guys exit out? Grun would show you to your rooms, or if you would like to return to the tavern to have a couple more drinks together and talk, you can do that. Or you can go straight to your rooms. It's choice. What would you like to do?
Before Urmir leaves, he would like to kind of approach Rev in more of a one-on-one scenario and say, when you speak to the council, can you ask about my father?
Of course. What would you like me to ask?
He looks around the room, kind of trying to piece the words together, because he doesn't really know either. He doesn't have a whole lot of information. He says, just where they would take him, what they would do to him.
Do you have something that belongs to him? That would be very helpful. We would be able to see beyond sight. Sight here, at least.
His hand goes to his waist, where his set of smith tools are. And he kind of touches each one individually. Then he pulls one off of his belt, hands it over to her.
Does he seem hesitant to hand it over?
Yeah, a little bit.
She takes it, and she won't pull it away from you, unless you drop it in her hand. Like, she doesn't want to pull it away. She gets the sense that this means a lot to you. This is a part of your father, essentially.
It does mean a lot, but he would rather have his father back than the tools that remind him of him.
Okay. So she takes it from you without breaking eye contact. I will bring this back, Urmir. I promise. Let me speak to some of my contacts. I think we might be able to get an insider's view. I suggest that, based on what you've told me, you take some time to prepare yourself mentally. I'm not sure what we'll see. And she'll just put it in her bag.
Thank you.
Okay. And you leave?
Yep.
Okay. Party, where are we going? What are we doing? We going to our rooms, or are we going back to the tavern?
Yeah, Irma's gonna go sleep in a bed for the first time in months.
Okay. So at some point when you guys do get to your rooms, these rooms are filled with just average furniture pieces. They aren't lavish or highly decorated at all. Simple wooden four-post bed with 2 goose-feathered pillows, side tables, desk, chair. Some of you do notice that the blankets are thicker than a typical inn. As being below the earth, the temperature typically ranges around 55 to 60 degrees, so it's cold down here. But that's not what stands out the most about the rooms in this inn. As you all enter your rooms, you're greeted by a large chamber with at least 20-foot-high ceilings. Stalactites drip down fresh water into hollowed-out bowls on the top of stalagmite columns, and you can tell that those are being used as like wash basins. No two rooms are the same, as each one showcases different calcite formations. Iron forged lanterns are bolted into the cave walls and cast like a golden glow around the room. It's cold, but inviting and warm in that regard. So what are we doing?
Interesting.
Finn's going to walk into his room and just be like, wow, whoa. He's going to run over to the water bowl and just like put his finger in. It's just normal water, right?
Yes, it's just normal water.
Okay, I'll start washing his face.
Yes, it's just normal water. It's very cold though, very cold water.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
You splash it on your Finn splashes it on his face, and like it's so cold, immediately your pores just tighten up like immediately.
He splashes. It's like, I'm so cold, so cold.
Are we sharing room?
No,
Room.
each of you have your own room. Revedeer don't play.
Are the door handles and things also made of iron?
Yeah, I guess they would be.
Okay, so Pararia's gonna just kind of stand in front of her door, and
You're just gonna stand there?
she seems very agitated, like she keeps reaching out to kind of touch the door handle, but she doesn't quite do it.
You guys would all be in the same hallway, so depending on like, I don't know if anybody...
Lorelei peers 5 feet into the air. What's wrong?
Boop! Hi!
The door, the metal. I don't like it.
She opens your door.
Pararia kind of stops and just looks down at the little.
Yes, she's
creature.
remember there. You're very tall. She's very short.
She gives a very sullen nod, a very serious nod in thanks, before she walks inside.
Good night.
Pararia closes the door.
She doesn't say goodnight back. She just closes the door. Just this awkward, like. Lorelei's just waiting and smiling.
I'm after dropping my things off in my room, I'm gonna go back to the tavern for one more drink before bed.
Okay.
As I walk by, I say to Lorelei, "How do you think she's gonna get out?" I just keep walking.
I just stare at him down the hallway.
All right. So, is anybody else joining him for a drink, or is everyone heading? Is everyone else heading to bed for the evening?
You know what? I will. Ooh, Erm.
Oh no, I was gonna say as soon as he goes in his room, he tosses his bag down on the floor. And are there any like drawers or dressers or anything? Oh yeah, he opens.
I mean, it's just bare, like it's basic furniture. It's not like fancy hand carved with all these crazy designs on it. It's just like plain Jane, nothing special, just furniture made out of wood.
He's gonna open every drawer and door in the room, and like just kind of look for stuff, anything of interest.
Okay, there's a Bible in the table. I'm just kidding. You know what? There is. You open up the drawer, but it's like it's like a Savion. It's the Court of Savion book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't really find that interesting.
Yeah. There's a book in the bedside table. Yes.
he closes everything back up, kind of looks around, then he hops in the bed, rolls himself up into the blanket, and goes to sleep.
All right.
Roaring Bear is marveling at these stalagmites and stalactites,
Mm-hmm.
like watching the water run off of them.
Mm-hmm. It's just a slow, beautiful little drip, and the room is like I said, very large. So you can actually, if you're quiet, you can hear like the drip. Unless you move, like it's very. There's a lot of like echo in this room as you kind of move back and forth.
You like creep over and then look into the bowl and put a finger in it and kind of look around, pick up the bowl and just like start drinking it.
Okay, it's very cold. Very cold.
It takes him a while, but he gets the whole thing down.
He gets the whole thing down.
The whole thing.
All right. You drink about 2 gallons of water, I guess.
Die.
And like, I don't know if you've ever like, you know what? Make a Constitution save.
I get to make a roll.
Yes, you do.
Constitution. Click. Saving throw. 12.
Okay. So you I don't believe it wouldn't make sense for you have ever to drink cold water.
No.
I meant like living where you had lived, that is foreign to you, which means you've never had a brain freeze before.
No.
And so as you're kind of like standing there, as brain freezes do occur, like it's this slow build where you feel like this, like the back of your head, it just this piercing cold pain that goes from the back all the way to the front. Like you can feel it in your eyes and your ears, and it just it's awful.
Immediately pour out all the water, put that thing out, and like stumble into the hallway and grab the first person who's there.
Is it a part? Would it be a party member?
Probably. I'm not sure.
I think Lorelai is the only one.
Yeah, Lorelai. Lorelai, you're in the hallway. You just finished helping Prayaria, and you like Roaring Bear stumbles out of his room and he just grabs onto you for a moment here. What are you doing?
Hello?
How much do you weigh? How much do you weigh?
Like 30 pounds.
Oh. Roaring Bear picks you up.
I'm
And
like 3 feet tall.
above your head. Don't drink the water. It's poisoned. He'll put you down and like look for the nearest water bowl to knock over.
Well, you're in the hallway now. You're not in the room anymore.
We have to tell everyone they're trying to kill us all.
Lorelai.
Go to bed.
What?
Go to bed.
Can I make an insight check here?
Sure.
She's in on it.
Got a 14.
Rev is the big bad evil guy. Lorelai's the spy.
I'll leave that to you. I like to leave insight checks to my players. What does a 14 give, RB?
She's thinks you're tired and you need to go to bed.
He narrows his eyes and like squats down a little. You don't believe me.
Believe what?
The water.
What? She hasn't been in her room yet.
I drank the water.
So I push into his room.
I guess you just blow past him?
Yeah.
Walk right into his room? Okay.
What water are you talking about?
The water from the stalagmite.
I don't think you're supposed to drink that.
It was delicious. And then it hurt. It hurt a lot. It hurt everything. My whole head hurt from that water. If I wasn't more fortuitous than I am, I'd probably be dead.
Is there any left?
No. The whole basin. Like, what? I mean, like, you can see, like, a very small, like, maybe, like, a teaspoon worth of water. It's starting to refill from the stalactite.
Yeah, I'll put my head under it and go.
Don't do that! He'll start scolding over there.
And you drink one of the droplets of water. It's cold, but it's small. It's very cold, but it's small, and it just warms up to as it hits your tongue.
How much did you drink?
Most of it.
So you had a brain freeze?
What is a brain freeze?
Are you alright?
I'm poisoned.
Oh, no, Roaring Bear. When you drink something that's very cold, very quickly, it hurts. It'll go away. You're not poisoned. Go to bed.
Why does it hurt?
I don't know.
I thought it was delicious.
I leave.
You
And I say,
leave.
go to bed!
So Lorelai, you leave. Is anybody joining? Are you joining Samson for a drink?
Yeah.
And then everyone else is going to sleep, I'm guessing?
Yeah, Finn's going to peer in his cabinets and find the book on Savion. He's just going to be like, oh, wow, Revenir bought us books too. So he's going to take it out and be like, I think I recognize this name. Wasn't it on my map? I don't know. So he just goes into bed and he bundles up in his blankets and he starts reading. So.
Beautiful. You begin reading The Court of Savion.
I think Prayaria is using some of the stone tools in one of her mini pockets to unscrew the doorknob.
She's just chiseling away. Like, she gets out, like, her knife or something and just starts, like, chiseling the handle, like, cutting it out of the door. There's a light. Like, you all can probably, like, depending on where you are, some of you could probably hear, like, a slight, like, murmur of tapping. All right, Lorelai, Samson, you both make your way into the main room of the main tavern area, which is 2 floors back up. It's fairly late in the evening. I would probably say 10, 11 o'clock. And so everyone's kind of gone to sleep. It's died down a little bit. There's still people, but again, a lot of people have gone to sleep and it's kind of died down. What do y'all do?
I'm gonna go find a spot at the bar, and I'm gonna see if I can wait for Roaring Bear to leave and see if he walks out. But I'm not gonna follow or anything. I just want to make sure he actually goes outside and doesn't. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm gonna wait for him to leave. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a drink. Maybe look around, see if anyone's like spying on us or anything like that.
Okay. So Roaring Bear, do you leave?
He eventually he's thinking for a bit about this whole rock and brain freeze situation. Very confused. And eventually, like this tapping just starts, and he's like, "I've got to get out of here." And he just like determinedly plods his way out.
Okay.
Bye, RB.
And as he's like reaching for the door, he's like, Samson.
And
Goodbye.
Hi, Fred.
And RB leaves. Penny comes up to you, Samson, and I guess Lorelai, do you take a seat next to Samson? Or where were you sitting?
I say.
You sit a
"Am I
few
allowed
seats
to sit
away.
next to the driver.
Of course. There's always a spot.
I hop up onto the bar stool.
I help her up, and it's like twice her height, so I assist if I can.
Penny Coppertoe comes back over to you guys, and she goes, "I didn't think that you would still be up. Would you like a round of ale?"
Of course.
All right then. I'll be right back. And she goes and she retrieves some ale for you guys both. And pretty soon she comes back with 2 frothy big mugs, pints, and sets them before you both. And then she goes back to cleaning.
So, Prearia's afraid of iron. Roaring Bear drank the rock water from the ceiling. And you weren't always a tiefling.
Are we still playing 2 truths and a lie?
No, all of those things are true.
Those are so sad.
Is it?
Did he really try to drink the water?
Yes.
Isn't it full of dirt? Stuff like that, yeah?
Probably. I'm not sure he would mind that, though.
Well,
Seems
you
like
know.
it comes from a different place.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, if you gotta drink water, but I mean, I think they have perfectly good ale. You know what? Never mind. Let him be him. You know, like let him live his life. The iron thing, though, that's weird. Yeah.
I agree. I didn't ask, though.
Sounds like you're here to ask about something else, though.
I'm asking about you. I'm quite interested in your story.
It's a little complicated, yeah. But I wasn't always the way I am, you know. It's kind of personal, you know. It's a bit of a secret. I don't really tell everybody about it, you know.
Well, it seems that Reveners grouped us all together, and I have a feeling we're going to be very close, the 6 of us.
That's
Anyway,
true.
I just want you to know you're not alone. I know your type. You act like a tough guy. Tough guys have feelings too. So if you ever want to talk about it, you know where to find me.
You know what? We could talk about it.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you about it. But I don't think I can be the only one talking here. So I'll tell you the truth, and you tell me about your trip. Is that fair? You don't have to get into details or anything, but you know what? I'll take what's enough for you. Tell me how you got there. It's not easy for someone like you to cross the plains. You tell me how you got there, and I'll tell you what I used to be.
You.
Okay? I got here in this because a former employer of mine decided that I did something wrong. We broke some rules. Unwritten rules, but rules nonetheless. And and she has a lot more power than me. This is my punishment. To be this devil. The horns, the tail, the works, everything. Kind of like the height. I'm a little bit taller now than I used to be. Used to be like 5'8", so. But, yeah, it's a curse, I would say. Punishment.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, believe it or not, I used to be pretty. Didn't always have these orange eyes that everyone runs from. I used to be able to smile at people and they wouldn't get angry or get mad or be afraid. Sometimes when...
Words.
What?
I'd be careful with your words. Especially around Urimir.
Oh, yeah. Well, Urimir might. I'm sure he's fine. He's not here now, is he? Urimir is meant to be what he is. It's a little bit different, don't you think? Like, you're not supposed to be something you're not.
What are you supposed to be?
I'm supposed to be home. Your turn.
Hold on. You're not from here.
No.
You're from another country, another plane.
Whoa. Hey, we said 1 for 1. 1 for 1, okay?
All right. Another day.
This is a transaction. This is a deal. These are secrets. Secrets are intimacy. They are currency. And now you owe me.
I'll let you pretend like you're getting secrets from me.
Sure.
I was very young.
Okay.
No take backsies.
Okay, fine.
I was very young. I don't remember firsthand. I was told what happened, but I don't think anyone truly knows. It's all from deduction. So there was this greedy person that wanted power or whatever you want when you call upon a fiend to make a pact. And he had to do something or another, and I got involved somehow. I was a victim of his greed. They being the ones who saved me, thought it was some sort of sacrifice or object of possession I was meant to be. But it didn't go quite right. The organization my brother was a part of, and they found us in the midst of this ritual that this man was performing. And as they were trying to interrupt, things went wrong. And somehow, I found myself in the Nine Hells. And she's very serious. She kind of gets lost in the memory for a minute. But she comes back to it. She comes back out of it, but you can see that she's reliving a little bit. But I came back. Unfortunately, I lost all my memories from before that moment.
Insight check. Is that
roll,
true?
Roll insight.
That for me, that is a 10 even.
Lorelai.
You're not sure.
Extra plane of travel can do that to you. How old were you?
Well, it was about 10 years ago. So 11, 12.
You know, in my experience, a deal like this that we just transacted, the second half usually doesn't follow through on that part. If you're over here and I give you everything that I have, or I fulfill my half of the bargain, and then you don't have to, but you choose to anyway. I think it speaks a great deal to who you are as a person. And so I appreciate you telling me. Even though it is exactly what I asked for, but it's not necessarily fair. I feel like mine's a little bit bigger than yours, and somehow I feel like you're still in my debt. Like the secret wasn't big enough. Is that unfair?
I've told you what happened to me, which is what you asked for.
Fair is fair. Deals are deals. See, this is good. This is good for us. You know, now that I have an ex-employer who's out to get me in some cases, and I know that someone maybe is looking for you.
Ugh. I hope not.
Do you think someone was trying to sell you in
No.
this pact? No,
Well-
no. It's a pact. It's a deal. They're trying to get something, and you definitely weren't transacted.
I suppose. I don't know much about how all of that works. I try to avoid.
Someone's coming for you, Lorelai.
Stop. You're not serious.
I'm sorry.
You're not serious.
Hopefully not.
She's starting to look very afraid.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
I mean, hopefully.
It's been 10 years. It's a long time.
You're telling me that's what I should be afraid of? Because it's not. I thought they had bigger things to worry about.
Probably today.
Now I think you owe me.
Another drink?
No.
Oh, okay.
Penny comes over and she immediately like you know, this is what she was born for. She knows when people need more drinks, and she brings you another frothy one, and she just slides like another off your boots next to it.
I will never drink that again. Thank you very much, Penny.
Usually most customers say that. They try it once, never try it again. But it is a great party favor. All right, I'll be over here.
Thank you, Penny.
Well, since you've scared me out of my mind, I think it's your responsibility to protect me.
I am the driver. Am I not?
Good night.
You know what? That's fair. Fair. I'll finish my drink.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All
Yeah, I
right.
finished mine.
All right, so everyone takes a long rest.
Yes.
This evening, you all climb into your beds and snuggle into those beautiful weighted blankets and Dream sweet dreams. Some of you, others, restless dreams. Morning arrives, and you can hear, even though you are three levels below, you can hear the sounds from the tavern above in the morning. It kind of is like a funnel as the sound makes its way down, kind of bouncing off the walls and until it reaches your bottom floor. And you can hear, it's very subtle, but you can hear the laughter of people already buzzing about as you awake this morning.
Roaring Bear's been outside the front door since sunrise.
I was about to say, like, how long has Roaring Bear been out there waiting for everyone to wake up? So you all make your way. Are you inside or are you out there? Like, are you inside just sitting at one of the tables waiting for everyone?
No, I'm standing outside the front door, like peering inside every now and then.
Just waiting to see if you can see one of them?
Yep.
Okay. So you all come out to the front table. Penny actually has a table reserved just for you. Revenator told me to have this table set up for you every morn and evening, so this is your table. She already has laid out a platter of food, eggs, bacon, blood pudding, for those of you who have not or have tried it. And then this bread that just kind of has like a very, very dark gravy over it. Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you, Penny.
Of course, Finn. How are you? Is your tummy feeling okay, darling?
Oh, yeah, it feels a lot better this morning. I slept it off pretty well.
She just kind of like pats your head. Like she pats your head and she's like, all right, don't you go over exerting yourself, love. All right? Okay. Wonderful. Great. Wonderful. You just kind of tippy tips.
I took the first one down okay. I mean, everyone just remembers the second one. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
So glad you made it out of your room, okay?
Why wouldn't I?
No, Freyaria.
Oh, Prayaria, were you trapped in your room?
No, just took a little work.
You didn't just open the door?
No, see, I suppose I should tell you something about firbolgs. We don't too much like iron or other metals not from the earth, as you might say.
Can you not touch them at all?
A great question, Finn. Thank you.
Well, unlike our Fey ancestors, we can. It is just deeply, deeply unpleasant to do so. I will try not to if I can help it.
You're related to a Fae?
Distantly.
That's so cool. Wow. Do you have like Fae magic?
I have my own magic. And what do you have, little one?
What
Are
do I
you-
have?
Yes, are you also magic?
I am. It comes from my music.
That sounds nice.
I suppose.
I see what you did there. That was funny.
What was fun?
The music, magic, and the sounding good. It was funny.
I make a joke. That is good.
Is that a joke? Okay.
What? The music sounds good, and it's never mind. I cast Goodberry and I eat one and give one to Boba as well. I pocket my other 8 good berries for later.
Okay.
6 of them, however many they are. But I eat one, I give one to Bulba.
RB, did you find a place to sleep last night?
The nickname is sticking.
He doesn't even acknowledge that you said that, as he like is poking this blood pudding.
RB?
Still,
Okay. She digs in.
So you all dig in and feast upon Finn, do you eat the blood pudding? Do you know what blood pudding? Okay, so what it looks like,
I don't know what it is.
it looks like very circular, very disc-like and small, like someone cut sausage into like a dollar, like a little dollar coin.
Okay, so I'm going
And
to
then there's
like,
eggs and bacon also on the plate as well.
yeah, so Finn's gonna like stare very closely at this blood pudding and then the bread, which has like a weird gravy on it. He's gonna be like, what is this stuff? Like, what is this red stuff? Is it like
probably not
Fruit?
working off your boots.
Okay, so blood pudding is black.
oh, okay.
It's not red. It's like a black and it has like spices. You can see like fennel in it and everything. It looks like a little cake almost, like a little dollar shaped cake, but it looks black. It's not red.
He's gonna be like, is it a cake?
Oralai's just digging in. She's like, try some.
Okay. I guess I could. He'll take some and eat it, and then he'll just chew and be like,
So blood pudding tastes of like kind of like the texture of meatloaf, and you can definitely taste like the spices in it, but it does have like this kind of like a bready, you can't really like slightly metallic-y taste to it depending on how it's cooked.
this is a weird tasting cake. I don't know how I feel about it. What is it exactly?
Not cake, it's breakfast.
Lorelai, you would know exactly that it's blood pudding.
Oh.
You would know exactly that is blood pudding.
Do you know what blood pudding is?
Blood pudding? Like blood? Like it's made of
It's made of pork blood.
That is correct.
Oh. I'm going to push it across to Samson and be like, do you think Volpa would want that? She can have that.
No, she likes cranberries. You want one? And I'll offer her one good berry.
To Volpa?
No, to Finn. You can have this.
Yes.
This, same thing. Just same thing. Just eat it. It's fine. Doesn't taste like blood pudding. It tastes very sweet.
And it's not blood. It's just a cranberry.
Not blood. And I promise you'll feel good the rest of the day. You don't even want to eat.
Okay, that sounds perfect. He's gonna take it and eat it.
Uramir, who's been stuffing his face, like he eats like a glutton this whole time. He sees Finn push the blood pudding away, and with him out, he goes, "Are you gonna finish that?"
You are welcome to it, Uramir. Here, have some more blood.
He just pulls like a bunch of the plates forward towards him, and he's just stuffing his face.
I don't understand.
He is poor. He does not have the choice. He will eat what he has.
Thank
Right.
you, Chromatic Chimera, with the raid party of 13.
Welcome, everyone.
So Penny comes back and she sees that you pushed. I guess you're pushing all of your plate away, right, Finn?
I had a cranberry.
Straight to
That's right. You had a cranberry. So you eat Samson's cranberry, and I guess since it's your good berry, it would taste like a cranberry, right? Very tart, very, very, very tart. I've never ate a fresh.
It tastes like a cranberry. Like it tastes more like cranberry juice than it does actual cranberry.
Like cranberry juice cocktail.
Yeah, it is like full
with sugar.
Of too much sugar. Like
okay,
it's almost overly sweet, but it's like eating like like a spoonful of literal sugar
Okay.
with a hint of tartness and cranberry.
Yes, because regular cranberry juice without the sugar is really tart and
There's a lot
sour.
of sugar. There's a lot of sugar in this good berry.
All right, so you taste all of that, Finn, and you feel like you have all the nutritious value that you have today, like you drank Soylent or something. Soylent Green.
This is really good, Samson. Did you make these yourself?
I sure did. Every morning, no problem. And you guys know Samson didn't eat anything. He just had the one good berry.
Well, you're very talented, and I am full.
Right?
One
It
berry.
just fills you up. You want to think about it?
The rest of
maybe
you-
drink some water. It leaves more room in your tummy for ale.
Samson didn't eat his food either.
No, man, you want it?
Oh yeah, Uramir will just start taking his plate and putting it in front of himself.
All right, you see Uramir. I guess how many plates have we got? Like scarfed down 3 plates at this point now.
At least 3.
Okay.
Is Roaring Bear eating his food?
Roaring is watching you.
Just fascination, just silently, like not breaking eye contact.
Yeah, you'll notice he hasn't spoken to anyone since he saw the food. He's just been like, he's more interested in, okay, I'm gonna eat that, and then I'm gonna eat that, then I'm gonna eat that, and like you might have even seen him like take some of the loaves of bread and just stuff them into his bag for later.
Penny comes back, and because she of course sees this Uramir just downing all of her food, and being a true, the woman who owns this tavern, she is just so like taken aback and proud that you love her food this much. She comes over to you, she goes, you know what I brought you something a little bit special. And she just kind of like slides off this chunk of fat back bacon. It hasn't even been cut. It's just like 3 inches by, like this long. And she just sloughs it off onto one of your 3 empty plates. And like just like a waterfall of grease just flows over onto the table and just kind of off of the plate a little bit and splashes you a little bit. And she's like, you put some meat on them bones.
What about bones?
Where's mom? And he'll take it. He doesn't even bother with the fork and the knife at this point. He just picks up a chunk with his hands. Gets a big old bite out of it.
You all see this, and like the grease is like right coming out over from between his fingers.
Roaring Bear probably grins for the first time. He's thoroughly amused.
I taste the off your boots coming back up.
Finn just kind of like a little bit.
Yeah, he's gonna take out his book and just put it in front of his face so he doesn't have to watch that.
You all see Finn pull out his Court of Savion, like, religious book.
His Bible.
His Bible.
Well, while Uramir finishes his breakfast, as Revenant said, we need to get out and go check out this festival, see if we can locate this source. What are you guys thinking? How do you want to do this?
Now, as Roaring Bear picks up his plate and starts heading over to Uramir. Well, I heard something about sheep shearing.
She did mention that, yeah? You can go check that out. Well, best to divide and conquer, yeah? Maybe split up?
Yeah, I know we're supposed to be looking for people and doing like really serious stuff for Revenir, but I definitely want to experience some stuff out there because it looked really fun. So I'm down to do everything. I don't even know what there is to do out there. I just saw people dancing and animals and.
It's true. Excellent point, Finn. If we go out there and check it out and maybe get a lay of things, keep our eyes open, maybe we'll pick up some new leads. Looking for Gruyere, Crick, those type of folks. Maybe people that could have worked for them. Is that right, Uramir? Oh, sorry. I didn't realize. Never mind.
He takes a big swallow of the food that was in his mouth. Said, "I'm sorry, what?"
We're looking for Crick and Gearvere. Is that right?
Gravier, yes.
Gravier. Well, not for them specifically, but maybe where the food is going, yeah? Or like where the sheep shearing, you know, we go check those things out, and wherever the sheep shearers go. I don't know. What do they do? Wool? Is that what they are? I don't know. Where all that goes off to, you know? And then you know, maybe who wants to go see about the sheep?
I will
Roaring
go.
Bear?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Iramir's like half listening. He's still.
Eden.
Ermir, for the first time in a long time, I don't even know if you've ever felt what it feels like to be full.
Probably not.
But you are, not only are you full, you're like Thanksgiving dinner full. Like you feel like a little nauseated from it.
Mm.
He's just got grease all like his half of his
all
face is
over.
shiny bacon grease. He's gonna smell like bacon grease for the rest of the campaign now.
Yeah. It's a good day.
What? You don't want my food?
You don't?
Why do they have pig calling?
What's pig calling?
What is pig calling? Is it like where you call pigs? Is it like you call them? Like, here, come here. Like
All right,
that?
now we have to go.
Like here, Orville? Yeah. That's what it's saying.
That sounds fun.
Let's go do that. I think they're on opposite sides of the fair, or the festival. So if the three of you will go one way, we'll go the other. Keep our eyes open. Do some pig calling. Maybe see what trouble we can get into.
You know, I
And,
heard there's a concert later. We could meet up there.
Of course, the bard wants to go to the concert.
I want to go
I'm
to the
a pro-
concert too.
I want to go. I'll
See,
go.
I'm not the only one.
Are you playing there, Lorelei?
Great question.
Not if it's the theater I got kicked out of.
Why'd you get kicked out?
My performance was just too exciting for them. It's all right. Revenue liked it.
Maybe
Was
you
it
can
the music magic?
I think that they want to see your performance. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah, maybe you can reconvince them.
No, I'm good.
Okay,
Well.
are you all ready to go?
All right, is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Finish my food.
Yeah. Ermir sees everyone getting up, and he looks at you all, and then he looks at all the food still left on the table. He starts scooping the food onto one plate. Then he takes another plate and like kind of presses it down on top of it.
Yes.
Reaches around in his bag,
Oh my
goodness. And he pulls out like a thick leather rope, and he starts tying it. And he starts tying the two plates together, kind of like a makeshift to-go box.
Okay, Penny just kind of like she walks up to you. She goes, "You don't have to do that, love." I just got southern there for a second. I apologize.
Oh,
Love.
I'm saving it for later. You know, no waste.
Okay, well, just bring back the plates, if you will. I trust you. You're friends of Reveneers, but just bring back the plates. All
Yeah,
right.
so
There's
they'll
plenty
tie
of
those
food.
tight.
You know, there's plenty of food in the back. I can always, when you get back, you do something.
I'll probably be hungry by then.
All right. And she just kind of looks back at you quizzically as she walks back behind the bar. All right, so we are making our way to sheep. We'll start with sheep shearing. I think we'll start there. So for sheep shearing, Uramir, Praeria, Roaring Bear, you all make your way over to that area of the festival, walking through this area, walking down through the downtown area, seeing the beautiful freesia blooms hanging from building to building, and the sunlight just kind of cascading through. petals of these blooms falling down onto the street. Everyone's jovial and laughing. People are walking around. You walk by, as you're kind of walking to this area, you walk past the orphanage, and you see that there are some workers replacing the glass on the windows. And there's a giant sign, very gaudy sign outside the orphanage that, is advertising Filbert's Glass & Co. The windows by Filbert. Very simple. And you can see that they are replacing all the windows on the orphanage. And you continue making your way down until you get to the sheep shearing, and you definitely know that you've hit the spot because there are tons of sheep just in the middle of one of the largest streets in the Cambria, in Goldspire. You see that they've put a makeshift sheep pen in the middle of the street, and there are hundreds of sheep just clip-clopping around, and they actually keep continuing in circles. I think that's a herd thing that sheep do, is they just kind of walk in circles when they're kind of contained, or like fish, schools of fish, and there are people lining up to register to be a part of this sheep shearing contest. What are you guys doing?
A lot of sheep.
You see someone with a book, and they're taking names and for the next event.
Are we supposed to shear them all?
I should probably mention, this is my first time seeing sheep. What is to shear one?
Well, I've never seen a sheep either, but I've had to clean many animals. I assume that this sheep shearing, based on my understanding of the word, is to remove all of the fur from their bodies, which is something that I will do.
Why do you take their fur?
Well, usually we take the fur off of the animals to eat them, but we can also use the furs to make things like specific kinds of blankets and fabrics,
and
mostly
cloaks and all sorts of things.
Like this.
They not need it.
As Roaring
We
Bear.
take the fur from animals that are dead. Do they not need? They are still alive, yes?
Well, it grows back after a while.
How strange.
So you see a man there. He's gathering names. You see a very, very old woman with a big bow tied in her head, and she's just kind of making her way. She's her hands shake a little bit, and it looks like she's going to be signing up for the sheep shearing.
I'll sign us up, yeah?
Is everyone participating in the sheep shearing?
Uramir's down. He's in a good mood. He got a good breakfast.
Have you ever sheared a sheep, Uramir?
Not personally, but how hard could it be, right?
Indeed.
I will observe.
I will watch someone shear this particular animal, and then I will do the same thing.
So Praeria and Roaring Bear are going to watch? Is that correct?
I will shear a sheep.
Oh, you will shear. Okay, so Praeria is going to watch, and RB and Uramir are going to participate. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. So you two approach the man with the plan, who's writing everyone's names down. You get behind the old woman and kind of wait your turn, and you see the man kind of look down at this old woman. He's like, "Well, I'll be Gale. You're gonna enter again this year. You're gonna take it by storm again, eh?" And she's like, "You betcha, sweet butt I am." and she goes, she very deftly, it's kind of disturbing, even though she was shaking a little bit, she pulls out these little teeny weeny little sewing scissors. She goes, "I brought my own pair." And he just Godspeeds gives her the salute, and he's like, I will be surprised if anybody can beat you. You've taken my storm every year. And she goes, all right, put my name down. I'll go wait next to that one. And you can see she points out, like, the biggest sheep. And with the most, what looks to be like the most wool on it. And she just very slowly, like, begins, like, making her way over to it.
What's the look of this old lady? Does she look like she's from the Undercity or from above ground?
She's actually wearing she's wearing fine clothing. Stitched. It's actually a little bit over the top with embroidery and like bows on the shoulders, bows. She's got a bow in her hair, and she's got bows on her socks and her stockings, or her stockings. She doesn't look like she would be from the Undercity.
Okay.
I poke Urumir and point at her. What was that thing she had?
You would know what those were, Urumir, of course. The sewing scissors. Usually just snip threads and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're special scissors made for sewing. I guess she's gonna use them to shear the sheep. They're probably magical or something, I guess.
How
And
strange.
what will you use?
I will use, and the roaring bear reaches into his belt and pulls out his hunting knife. What I always use. I always say you cannot trust a tool that you didn't make yourself.
Well, Ramiro root around in his bag for a while. Then he'll pull out a set of like old rusted sewing scissors. Be like, my mother used to use these. She didn't make them, but you should see the type of stuff she could make with them.
If you use a tool for long enough, it's almost the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys make your way. You select your sheep. There's a very dark black wooled sheep. There's one that's kind of like a mix of this kind of gray and black, and then there's a ton of like white sheep as well. Do you have any preference, or are you just gonna go and select?
Roaring Bear assumes that he has to shear all of these sheep.
Okay, well they're about to give him as the rest of the individuals make their way and select a sheep. You hear the man with the book again. He speaks up. He goes, "All right, we're gonna have a great contest. You've got a lot of competition, and by a lot I mean Gale is participating." And like you see some of the faces just kind of look confused, and others who very clearly have participated in this before are like, their eyes get very wide. The only person that notices that is Praeria. You all don't notice a thing, but you definitely notice everyone's eyes get big, and there's definitely a look of intimidation here. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a couple rounds. You're gonna shear your one sheep as quickly as possible, but please be gentle. They do kick. And the first to shear their sheep wins. Are you ready? Alright, so technical side, you guys are going to be rolling a d20 every round. You're going to be adding your dex bonus or your animal handling bonus, whichever you prefer. We are going to be rolling, we'll go in order because I don't think we really need, you know what, we'll roll initiative. Go ahead and roll initiative for me, please.
Okay.
Roll initiative.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, terrific. That is a 6 for Uramir.
So, Ermir, you rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Okay. RB, what did you roll?
It's a 6 for Uramir.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rungbear.
Okay. So you both rolled a 6?
Awesome.
Okay, well, re-roll. Re-roll, please, gentlemen.
That's a 5.
5.
Okay.
I didn't hear you. You broke out. Gale rolled a 17.
11.
Okay. So we've got Gale, and then RB, and then Ermir. All right, gentlemen.
Before this little competition of ours starts, Uramir would like to cast Detect Magic over in Gale's general direction.
Sure. So if I'm not mistaken, that's a ritual spell. Is that correct?
I just glanced at it. It said 1 action.
You can cast it as a ritual.
Oh, you can't. You're right. Is that verbal, somatic, or material? Is it verbal and somatic?
Yes.
It's verbal and somatic?
Yes.
Okay. You just cast it?
I mean,
Okay,
I
so
try to be sneaky about it.
are you gonna be sneaky about it, or are you just gonna like?
No. I try to be sneaky about. I have a sneaking suspicion that this old lady is she the way people are talking about it. She shouldn't be this good at shearing sheep.
Okay.
So
can
she's
you make
probably.
can you make a stealth roll for me, please?
I certainly can. Can I do sleight of hand, like to kind of hide the?
Yeah, sorry. Sleight of hand would probably be more appropriate. Go ahead.
Awesome. I got more pluses to that.
Oh, you rolled a 16 for your base,
There
so
we
I'm
go.
sure you.
Yeah, so that's a 20 total.
Oh, you, like you just kind of like you've done this before, and you just kind of like put your cloak over, and you're just kind of like you kind of look like maybe you're a little cold, like you're a little cold, and you just kind of whisper, and you reach out to detect magic. You don't sense anything coming from Gale, but you do sense it coming from the crowd. Or you do sense something coming from the crowd. There's a lot of people, though, and you are about to participate. So, does that also tell you what you sense? If I'm not mistaken, it does tell you what you sense, right?
See real quick.
Or you just detect it? Can you?
The school magic.
It does tell you. You detect a little bit of necromancy and a tiny bit of enchantment.
Necromancy and enchantment, huh?
You detect a tiny bit of necromancy and enchantment.
It says I see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic. As well. Do I see a faint aura around anyone in the crowd?
Not that you can see. You can sense it's coming from that direction, but you can't see anyone.
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of craning my neck to look. It might be a bit distracted, but all right.
All right, so are we ready to get down to this intense sheep shearing competition that's about to take place? All
I
right.
think before that, I think Ferrari is going to kind of sidle up from the outside of whatever pin they're in, next to Oromir, and kind of ask what that was about just then.
Oh, he's out on the field. He's out
on the field.
He's
like,
out.
Can't get near him?
He's out on the field, and his sleight of hand definitely beats your passive perception.
You didn't
Definitely, 100%. Yeah.
I was
Okay.
gonna ask it like he's doing like a weird thing, but okay.
Yeah, you definitely.
All right.
It
So
definitely beats your passive perception. You would have
Okay.
no clue. You would have no clue.
All right.
We're gonna
so
put on
I'm
this
come in the crowd
intense.
then.
So let's do this. All right. So you approach your sheep, and he goes, "On your mark, get set, shear." All right. our old beautiful old woman. Gail is gonna go first. First person to 60 points is gonna win. So keep track. Every roll you make, please add up, and we'll see who's gonna win this. Gail rolls a 5. Gail, no. Gail, why? Okay. You see Gail, and she's shaking a little bit, and she's off to a slow start. And she just kind of like, instead of shearing, she just takes a moment to just, like a ninja that's done this in so much training. And she just kind of like glares at her hand a moment and waits for it to stop shaking and just holds her position. Roaring Bear, what do? Roll your dice. And see how much shearing how many
Yeah.
19. Roaring Bear, you just take your knife out and just begin to like shave off the side. You're working on the left side first, and you just begin to carve away at the wool. I'll let you narrate the rest.
So I have this sheep, and I like grab it by the scruff of the neck and make it look at me.
That's gonna be a clip. Watch. Just watch.
Today, you become much colder than you used to be.
Oh.
Oh geez, no! Today you become more. Oh my gosh, that's so dark. Okay.
For a good cause. Be still. And I give it a hard sting.
All right. So Ermir, your turn.
Okay, you said animal handling, and what was the other option?
Dex bonus, whichever you prefer. Whichever's higher.
Bonus. My dex bonus is definitely going to be higher.
Okay. And okay, roll.
All right. Booyah. Oh, that's only a 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
What does that look like? What does shearing this sheep look like with a 9?
He's like, all right, little sheepy, and he kind of pets it on the head, and he pulls out the scissors, and every time he gets close enough, but as soon as he snips a little bit, the sheep kind of backs away, and then he has to start all over again. He's like, it's okay, it's all right. He snips again, and then the sheep moves. Yeah.
And it definitely it stomps its back foot, and it is it's not happy with what's happening right now. All right, that leads us back to Gale. She's gonna go again. Come on, Gale. 17. All right, Gale. Gale, with the swiftness of a ninja seamstress, she begins to like go against like the grain in a way that has never been sheared before, and she's snipping, and it's so close. I mean, it's gonna be just like velvet by the time she's done with this, and she's just working with a ferocity, and the crowd is just like, oh my, Gale, and yeah, everyone is excited.
Yeah, super hype over this lady sheep shearing skills.
I once saw her cut off a man's toe. Are you serious? No, it's a joke. All right, Roaring Bear, it's your turn.
Oh,
That's rough.
just an 8.
All right, what does this look like?
So, as he begins working, and fur is flying, I guess it gets spooked at the sheer ferocity with which Roaring Bear is working, and like startles away. Roaring Bear frowns at it and says, "Come back here. You don't want to make me get you."
Yeah.
As he literally like sits there and waits for it to come back to him.
So you just very forcefully like just pull it back, and its feet are just kind of like clopping, trying to scratch it, like scratching against the cobblestone as you pull it back into position, and it's just stiffing up. It stiffens up at your knife's touch. That just sounded a lot weirder than I anticipated it to be.
Now come here.
Ermir, your turn. Go.
All right.
Oh no.
That's a
3.
5. Yeah.
With
Uramir's a little distracted. He keeps looking over at Gale, like the wool is flying and people are chanting. He's like, "How in the world?" And he's a bit distracted from working on his own sheep, who kind of wanders off. And so, like, he goes over, he kind of grabs it by the tail and tries to pull it back, and it freaks out on him.
Yes, with the look, you got the sheep going too. Keep it going and keep the ball going. All right. So with two very low rolls, the sheep is actually going to attempt to kick you.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. 19, does a 19 hit?
A 19 hits, yes.
Okay. So the sheep is gonna like you're gonna lose your grip and it's gonna rear back and like it's gonna move forward on its front 2 legs and attempt to back kick you in the chest.
Yeah.
Or it does kick you. You're gonna take 4 bludgeoning damage.
4 bludgeoning damage.
As the sheep just goes and like it rears up and it just right in the chest. It's just like you kind of lose your breath a little bit.
Knocks the wind out. I almost puke. I got a belly full of food now.
You do.
So,
that's true. You do have a belly full of food. All right. That's Gale's turn now. She's gonna go. Oh, I didn't mean to roll 2. I'll re-roll again for the sake of. See what she gets. Oh, another 5. Gale, no! Oof. She's got 2 now. The sheep's gonna, you're gonna see, like, she accidentally, like, pulls a little bit too quickly, and the sheep is not happy with that, as it kind of, like, she loses her balance a little bit, and the sheep is gonna also attempt to kick Gale now. And Gale goes, you just hear Gale go, under her breath. And that is going to be a nat 20 on the save, but Gale's like, you're not going to get the best of me, you. And then she just, like, the sheep, like, rears back, and, like, kicks her right in the face. And the crowd is just like, and, like, and she's just, like, knocked out on the ground.
Oh, no.
She's just knocked out on the ground. Like, everyone's just like, Gale.
Well.
And, like, and she's knocked out on the ground. Scissors laying there. And the sheep just kind of wanders over to her. And just kind of, like, stares at her. And just begins nibbling on one of the bows on her shoulder and begins eating the fabric off of the bow on her shoulder.
Arbin, how's the chance? We got this in the bag.
Another 5! Oh, guess who else is gonna attempt to kick you? So your sheep is just not having it. And
About to have it in a second.
it's gonna attempt to kick you. 16?
A 16?
Does that hit? Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. So
These
your
sheep are some fighters, man.
your sheep just kind of like stomps its foot again, and it just like it rears back and it like attempts to like bite you bite your fingers where you're holding your knife. And it does hit, and then you are going to take 4 piercing damage, actually. So the sheep just crunches down on your fingers like carrots, and it's like.
Give it a real look. Oh, it's on.
You just stare daggers at the sheep like, you have made an enemy this day.
Like, I
about to
just
kill
set
it.
the knife down as I'm cracking my knuckles.
Ermi, it looks like it's you. It looks like it's your only chance now.
All right.
Gale, make a death saving throw.
Well, it's Ermia's turn. Oh my god, you guys! Come on!
Oh wow, that was so close to being a 20, but it's only a 6.
You guys are still adding these up, right?
Yeah. So yeah. After it kicks me, and I see Gale fall over, I think Urban is just being too rough with the sheep. Like he uses his metal arm to kind of grab onto it, and it freaks out because I squeeze it a little too hard, and it just starts trying to run around. And I'm assuming it probably tries to attack me again.
No. It's every two low rolls under a certain number. So it doesn't try to attack you yet. Alright, Gale is completely passed out this turn because she got smacked in the face and knocked out with a nat 20. So Gale doesn't get to roll this turn. RB, it's your turn again.
I'm gonna grapple the sheep.
You're gonna grapple the sheep?
I'm gonna grapple the sheep.
Okay. So I guess that's a roll to hit the sheep? Grapple's weird.
Maybe. Is that like athletics or something?
It could be athlete. No, it's just a regular. No, yeah, make it athletics. Make it athletics, please.
At a 16.
No, yeah, you immediately you're able to grapple onto the sheep, and the sheep is now grappled now, and it is very unhappy with that, and it's just struggling against your grip, and it's just like.
I'll settle down.
There's gonna be so many weird clips in this episode, I swear. And the sheep is now grappled, although you lose a turn to shear it. It's grappled now, though. But I will say that will give you advantage on your next roll. So, Ermir, it is your turn now.
Okay. Is magic allowed?
Nobody ever said if it was or wasn't. What are you trying to do?
Okay, cool. I want to cast Mage Hand.
Okay, what are you doing with your Mage Hand?
So I cast Mage Hand, and I have the Mage Hand pick up the scissors, and I'm also going to try to hold the sheep and then let the Mage Hand do the shearing.
Okay.
Can I do that?
So what are you doing while you're just holding it still, or like are you trying to coax it, or like what are you doing?
Can I grapple it like Roaring Bear did?
Well, you used your action to cast Mage Hand.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I'll just kind of try to calm it down and keep it from attacking me again.
I need to hear. What do you say to this sheep to calm it down? How do you woo the sheep?
Oh, I'll tell you. The sheep. So I kneel down and I use not my metal arm but my regular arm, and I pet it gingerly and I whisper it until I say, "Baba, black sheep, have you any wool?" Yes sir, yes sir. The rest of the words. 3
bags full.
3 bags full. There it is.
Oh my god, that was beautiful. Please, please roll an animal handling check with advantage just for that.
Awesome. I don't know how good he is at animal handling, but advantage ought to help me out. That's a 12.
Okay. The sheep begins to just kind of like relax at your touch, and the next turn you will also get to roll advantage.
Awesome.
And you can add that to your total number. And the sheep just kind of like relax, and its eyes get glassy. And it's almost like it's gonna cry. Like it was so beautiful, whatever, like the whisperings of this song. It was so beautiful that it's just like, you can just feel the emotional connection that you're getting right now between the sheep and you.
The muscles relax, and it just kind of melts into me as I pet it and serenade it.
Gale, at this point, Gale is just kind of like, she shakes her head and she just like, she gets back up and she walks back over the sheep, and she is going to attempt to try to shear it again as she curses under her breath. You don't got the best of me. I've seen some shit. This ain't done yet.
She is serious about this sheep shearing.
And she's gonna roll.
Oh,
There we go.
Yes,
There we
you.
go.
Yes.
There we are. And with the again, she's back at it, and she continues to like begin shearing the sheep with a dexterousness that is just crazy. As the audience is like, "Gale's back up again! Gale, go Gale!" And then, of course, like one of the guys is like, "We thought that she was out, but God couldn't keep her down himself. She rises to her feet and begins once more." And when we begin, she begins to continue shearing the sheep with an expertise unlike no other. All right, RB, it's your turn.
15.
Okay.
So, having grappled this sheep, he like shifts it around to where he has it leg locked around the head, and he is grabbing it by the hindquarters and is just
picking it up by its butt.
Yes.
Its butt's in the air.
And just and furs flying. Kick me now, I dare you.
All right.
So, for those of you keeping track at home, the score is now Gale 46, Urimir 25, RB 50, going into the final round.
Ooh! Will Gale come out victorious, or will the newcomer take the lead? All right. So that brings us back to the top. Let's see what she rolls here. She's gonna have to roll pretty bad. We'll see.
Oh wait, don't I?
Oh, did I
don't
skip
go
you?
after
I'm sorry.
RB?
Please
Urimir
go.
goes
I
and
am
then
so
they
sorry.
take round.
Nice one. I'm
Samson-
to roll this natural 20.
Samson threw me off here. Roll it. Make it a 20. Make it happen, Captain. You do have advantage. Oh my god!
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, 2 natural ones. He had advantage, and everyone, he had advantage, and he rolled 2 nat ones. Oh my god. So.
Look, I'm more comfortable in a forge than I am on a farm, so.
This is gonna be amazing. Okay. Urimir. You're having
While I'm singing to the sheep, and I'm subtly trying to get the mage, I'm maneuvering the mage hand over, and I guess with the natural one, I cut the sheep's ear a little bit, and it like just loses it. It starts going wild.
So the sheep, you're just kind of like you've got its face in your hands, I guess, and you're singing this beautiful song, and its eyes are just glossed over, and just kind of tilts its head a little bit. It lifts its chin, and you snip a little bit of the ear, and it goes like a goat, like a sheep from the underworld. It's just like
It's a sheep from the 9 hills.
From the 9 hills. Its eyes glow a little red. You swear to God that its eyes are glowing red in this moment. And like, because you rolled 2 nat ones, I'm gonna say that it immediately takes 2 it like succeeds on 2 attacks against you.
Okay.
Because 2 nat ones are so astronomical. I mean, come on.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be 12.
Holy crap! Seriously.
It's gonna be a mix. It's gonna be a mix. It's gonna be a mix of bludgeoning and piercing as this sheep loses its absolute shit. And like you all see, like the sheep rears up, and like Urimir gets like thrown back. The sheep is gonna run up to him and like bite his nose, and like his nose will start bleeding a little bit, and then it's gonna like ass bump him with like swoop around and like knock it with its butt, and like he's gonna get knocked back once again, and it's just gonna like walk over and start trampling him, and everyone's like, oh, oh. Everyone's a little mortified, and people are like, some people are screaming and like, somebody help him.
Yeah,
and
12 points of damage. Urimir has just been bested by a sheep, guys.
And like you see like the manager, you see the guy who was holding the book, who was like doing the announcements, and he's just like, oh, you hate to see it, folks, he's going down in a blaze of war. And like, he runs out, and he's just like, he just drags you, and the sheep, like, they have to like keep the sheep from like biting at you some more, and like there's a team of people that are just trying to calm the sheep back down, and all like 3 people that are calming the sheep back down are just like looking at you like perturbed, and you just kind of let it happen, I'm guessing, and they just drag you off the field.
I pissed off PETA.
And so that I would.
Oh yeah, I'm unconscious. He dropped me to 0.
Oh, he did. They're gonna.
Yeah, I had 12 hit points left. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I'm just laying there limp.
He's just limp. He's limp as they drag him off, and it's now between Gale and Arby, and they will patch you up and restore you. So you can come back to consciousness after that. Okay, so that's gonna lead us back to Gale. This has been amazing. 17.
Wow.
17. I think that's gonna take the cake there, Daniel.
By my calculations, that will get her to 63.
63. In a victorious fail swoop, she finishes the head of the sheep so deftly, and the wool just flies and falls off, like rain. And it just, she immediately, like, she's done this so many times that she puts like the basket out, and like it's just flying up and then going straight into the basket, and then she goes, and she does like this like Spaniard pose, holding her golden like sewing scissors in the air, and she goes, I'm done. And everyone just yells and screams and cheers, and they're like, oh my god, this is the best sheep shearing I've ever seen in ages. And like everyone is screaming and yelling and cheering, and that will lead us out of the sheep shearing.
Roaring Bear ain't stopping.
Is he still going?
Yeah.
Arya has gone to check on Ormir.
So let's go back to Prayari here just for a second, because there are some things that do take place while Prayaria was in the crowd, as it
Being
were.
horrified.
Being horrified, I guess, yeah. So while you start, you're just watching this kind of take place. And it, you know, it's a very odd sensation in the sense that you've never seen a sheep shearing before, of course. But as you're kind of standing there, you, for a moment, get the feeling that you're being watched. And you kind of turn your head, and standing next to you is a little boy. With dusty copper hair, baggy clothing, his eyes are a little sunken in, he looks underweight, and he stares at you, and his eyes remain unblinking as a fly lands on his face, begins crawling up the side of his face, crawls across his unblinking eye, and he just stares at you. He holds a pair of shearing scissors in his left hand, and then he just...
Okay, Prayari is very confused about what this is.
He just... This slow smile just forms across his face. And he just stares at you.
Oh. Did you enjoy the shearing of the demon sheep? Small one.
Oh, that's not a demon.
I think it killed 2 people. Are you going to try?
I always try every year. You're very tall.
Yes, my people are tough. Are you meant to be here alone?
I'm not alone.
Okay, Freya's looking around. Does she see anybody that this child could belong to?
I mean, you see, I mean, there's people everywhere. There are people all over the place.
Hold on, the music's kind of loud. It's hard for me to hear you.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So there's people all over the place, and it's...
He's just like, I hope you find what you're looking for. And he just turns and he walks away into the crowd.
Trying to determine if it's a bad idea to follow that.
As he kind of leaves, you see the crowd like bringing Uramir back into near you, and the event is over.
Okay, I guess she's gonna focus on Oromir, her dying comrade.
I mean, they're healing him. Like, yeah, they're not gonna leave him like passed out, like bleeding.
Over here making death saves.
I guess you walk over to Uramir and like you can see they're already bandaging him up and doctoring him up to where he's back on his feet. And we'll say that you take those 12 hit points back.
Yay.
Okay, cool. And RB is still on the field with his sheep.
Where are you, RB?
He has this sheep like grappled. I assume there's like people on him now trying to peel him off of this sheep. He's just like
So you everyone else leaves the arena. It's not an arena. It's just like a paddock, you know. But I mean, after that, you might as well say it was an arena, right? The rest of the competitors, of course, leave, and you see Gale kind of like swivel her, twist her scissors, and like they right in her pocket, like on a holster almost. And she walks up to you, RB, and she goes, "You were good, kid. You were good. But you weren't good enough. Perhaps next year you'll be a little better and quicker. But you were a worthy competitor nonetheless." And she just holds her hand out to shake it.
Roaring Bear is still holding the sheep up by its tail with a knife in one hand.
"I commend your completion efforts. But
The sheep and puts it down.
But the event is
Finish
over."
first. You finished first. As he sheaths his knife and squats down. Very impressive. Very impressive.
Thank you. I show all of my clothes and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren's clothes. And, like, you can tell, like, she doesn't have any teeth. None of you have realized that yet. She doesn't have any teeth left. Yeah. So that will...
Well,
go ahead.
I would expect as much from such skilled hands. Your children should wear your clothes proudly.
And she just kind of, like, sidles up next to you. She was like, "If I were 8 years younger, you sweet talker, that's what you are." And she just kind of like adjusts her spectacles a little bit. and she goes, "I got my eyes on you. What's your name?"
They call me Roaring Bear, man.
"Oh, I bet they do call you Roaring Bear." Alrighty then, I will.
Rough some glue off of his face.
She's just kind of like, you know, like she shimmies her shoulders a little bit, and the bows just kind of flap, and of course the one that's like torn off like because the sheep ate it, and she's like, I'll be seeing you later, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I would love to learn more about these sheep shears you have.
I could teach you. Oh, don't you worry. And she just kind of like wanders off to her to go collect her winnings.
There's spinning.
Yes.
I start scooping up with the wool and like start trying to put it in my bag.
All right, so you all kind of reconvene after that crazy event, and we're gonna go to our pig callers now. We're gonna take a trip over to the pig calling event. So you all wander through town, of course, and until you get to the pig calling. There's another paddock that's put up where where in the middle of the road where, you know, geez, there's probably like 60 pigs in there, and there's lots of like snorkeling going on, and like they've kind of muddied up the road a little bit. What is this?
Oh, this is my funnel cake.
Oh, that's your funnel?
Purchased.
You purchased a funnel cake?
This is my funnel cake that I bought.
Okay, you purchased a funnel cake, and so you, Lorelai, Samson, and Finn, you're making your way down, and you see this giant paddock.
Can I try some of that, Samson?
Absolutely, Finn. Here, have a piece.
He's gonna reach over to start eating it while we're walking.
I have another.
Oh, this is so good.
Here, Lorelai, you want some?
Lorelai, like, before, like, she's going to attempt to steal it without him noticing.
Oh, make a sleight of hand check.
I have never been more betrayed.
No, just you wait.
That would be against your passive perception.
No, it was bad. It was an 8.
Oh yeah, no.
My passive perception is 10.
So you see, how do you attempt to try and do this and fail?
So when he bends, so when Finn asks for a piece, she like steps back a little bit, slows down because we're walking, and kind of shuffles behind him. And then when he turns to give me a piece, I try and like reach around, or he can't see me, but he can totally see me.
What? Laura, do you want a piece?
I put it in my mouth.
Oh, I worry back there.
I think, yes,
I mean, like seriously, it's so good. Look, I got this for like 2 copper. It's the best. Festivals are Freesia's advent for everyone.
So you take a moment to share the funnel cake there. Of course, you see a man taking contestants for the pig calling, and over here we have a very, very large, tall man with kind of like a auburnish, reddish brown hair, and has very large ears, and he looks to be signing up for this event.
Finn's gonna run up to the fence and take a look at all the pigs.
Oh,
Are
they
they all like adult pigs? Are they piglets?
Oh,
What
they're piglets.
Oh, they're so cute.
Some are a little more like adolescent than others, like a little older, but the majority of them are little like piglets.
I want all of them, but I can only pick one.
And they come in like, there's some that are spotted, there are some that are brown, like there's some that are like an auburn reddish color, and of course the pinkish color as well. But they come in many many colors and shapes. Many colors, not many shapes. Hearts, stars, horseshoes, clovers, and balloons.
Oh, he's gonna reach down and like just like call over the runtiest little one that's probably missing like an eye. He's gonna be like, "Come here," and he's gonna try and pick him up.
Are you gonna attempt to call a pig now?
Oh, what, are they in a fence? They're in
Yeah, they're in a paddock. Yeah.
Okay, so he's just gonna try and pick it up from.
You can pick up the closest one to you if you want. That's like close to the fence. Like you could go to the side of the fence that has one near it and just kind of bend over and pick it up.
Yeah, so that's what he'll do with the little runt.
Yes.
Aw.
And it's just kind of like.
You're so cute. I want you. You're gonna be the one that I call. I don't know how I'm calling you, but I'm going to call you, and we're gonna win. Lorelai, so what do we do with these?
You already won, Finn. Good job.
Really? That easy?
So the man with the book sees you kind of pick it up, and he goes, "Oh no, that's not what you're supposed to. Have you ever done a pig calling before?"
No.
Oh, all right. Well, put it down, and I'm happy to share the rules with you.
Okay, Finn's gonna kiss its snout and put it back down. All right.
Its snout is very wet and viscous.
It's a little slimy.
Well, this is what we came out here for, Lorelai. We hadn't seen anything else. We played every other game on this side of the street. Gonna call some pigs?
Are you all calling pigs?
We're here.
I mean, we are here.
We came here for, right?
Let's go call some pigs.
All right, so all three of you are gonna enter this as you walk over. The very large man in front kind of turns to you and looks down at you because he is very large and tall, and he goes, "Oh, I do apologize. My name is Mossy Fletchbottom. I'll be done in just a moment." And like he finishes writing his name down, and he turns around and he goes again. "My wife says this is my calling."
That's amazing, Mossy. You must be really good at it.
"I don't know what it means to have a calling. But it sounds nice."
Well, it is pig calling, so.
And he's just like, he kind of like, it takes him a second, and he's just like, "I see what you did there. I see what you did there." And you see him walk over to what looks to be his wife, and she is a bombshell. Beautiful, slender figure, and long, like black hair, and beautiful smile, red lips, and she just kind of gives him a big hug, and she's just like, "You're gonna do so wonderful. I can't wait. You have such a lovely singing voice. Maybe people will notice, and you can be in the shows here. They didn't like us in Dawn's Rise." And then she'll just kind of hug him and hold him there as you guys all approach the man that's taking names. And he goes, "All right, so the point of this is you're all gonna wait in a different corner. We're gonna round them up to the middle, and then you're gonna call them. The most that come to you, that's how you win. It's not one-on-one. You have to lure the most to yourself. So we've had some very interesting calls in the past, and not really sure what they're going to be open to here. This is an interesting lot. They're from all around the country, so. Any questions?"
It was easy enough.
"It's pretty easy. The more unique, the better." And he'll just take down your names for the pig calling. He's like, the price here is about 5 pounds of bacon."
For the pig.
We got this, you guys.
Can I take the piglet instead?
I mean,
No, you're gonna eat the pig.
you want a pig? It's a tiny pig. We haven't fatted it up yet.
Well, I mean, if I can. I'm not saying I'm gonna win. I've never done this before.
If you win, well, yes, we'll see. Maybe, I mean, if you don't want the bacon, it's the craziest thing. But if you don't, we could give you one of the pigs, I suppose.
Okay, deal.
All right. You guys are all kind of standing there as he continues to write your name down, and we'll say, let's see here.
Finn's gonna take some of the funnel cake of Samson's and like slide it in his pocket.
Finn, you are the only person to notice there's a person that's standing a couple feet away from you, and it's a young woman with very messy black hair. She's holding one of the piglets in her arms. Her eyes look very glassy and unfocused, and the piglet is just squirming and squealing, trying to wiggle and get free. She's quiet and doesn't seem to notice, and she's just standing there holding it, staring out.
Okay, I guess I'll go over there and like kind of try and get in front of her and be like, "Excuse me."
And her eyes are sunken in. She looks very emaciated.
Excuse me? So he's gonna reach in his pocket and get the funnel cake and like try and offer it to her.
She just like slowly turns her head, still holding, unblinking. She goes, "I'm so hungry." And she just grabs it, snatches it out of your hand, and she just like shoves it into her mouth, and like the crumbs just kind of like, "Do you have any more?"
Well, I think so. And he's going to get in his pack and reach out and take out one of his rations, which is wrapped up in like a small like cloth, and he'll offer it to her.
She drops the pig and then just like, that sounds like a velociraptor. It's supposed to be a pig. It just like takes off. A velocipig, yes. It just takes off, and she grabs the food and she just kind of hunches over and just shoves it into her mouth and just swallows it down. And like there's kind of like this dry rasp from the food, like eating so much without having any water, and there's like this, like kind of like a rasp from it.
He'll take out his water skin and offer that too.
She takes the water and she immediately starts downing it, and like she drains it, and she looks back at you. "Thank you. You have any more?"
Not right now, I don't. I'm sorry. But if you wait around, maybe you can go. Well, no, we're going to a concert afterwards. No, I don't have anything right now. But if you go to the Fool's Gold Inn, maybe they'll give you something.
She just looks at you and tilts her head, and she looks very hungry.
I'm sorry. Here, I'm gonna take my water skin back. Can I have it back?
She just holds it to her chest.
Or
Unless
you can keep it. That's fine.
There's always more food somewhere. I'm sure I can find some more. And she just looks back at the pigs in the paddock and just stares at them, and she looks so hungry.
There was some funnel cake over there being given away, I think. I think that's where Samson got it.
No, thanks. I prefer meat.
All right. Nick's gonna like shuffle back over to Samson and Lorelai and be like shaking their shoulders like, hey, I think that lady over there is going to try and eat all the pigs. So maybe we should call them away from her.
Well, come on, let's hurry.
All right, okay, I guess she can keep my water skin, it's fine.
You turn back around and she's gone.
That was so scary.
I think you're 100% right. She's definitely going to eat the pigs.
Yeah.
That was bonkers.
Yeah, I tried to tell her there was funnel cake over there, but she said she preferred meat. I hope she wasn't one of those cannibals.
Good call, Finn. Way to keep your eyes open.
They're always open when I'm awake.
All right, you lot ready to go?
Yes.
All right, you all enter the paddock, and he places you each.
Before we go, I will whisper down to Volpa, and I'll say, "Hey, can you find her? Come back. Don't go farther. Don't get caught."
And Volpa just kind of looks up at you, and she goes, takes off. Okay.
Should be fine. Don't worry.
All right. So, you all make it to your associated corners here, and you see Mossy and his wife walk over to their corner, and she just kind of like leans off his shoulder, and she's like, "You're gonna do great, okay? It's just when they hear you, they'll just somebody'll have to tell somebody, and then you'll get to sing in front of everyone. You're gonna do so great." And she just kisses him, and he goes, "I am really nervous." And she's like, "There's no need to be nervous. You're gonna do great. I just know it." And she just kind of like squeezes his hand one more time, and she just walks off, and she just smiles, keeps looking back, smiling at him, and he's just like twiddling his thumbs a little bit. And yeah, ones are off. So is everyone ready? So same thing here. We are going to be we're going to be going to 60 points. You're going to be using your charisma bonus or wisdom animal handling modifier, whichever is higher. And let's get some battle music in here, I guess.
Anything like the sheep shearing, you're gonna need battle music.
The pigs might, like, swarm you like a bunch of rats. Who knows,
I can't wait.
Demon pigs and demon sheep.
All right. Okay, so everyone roll initiative, please.
All right.
Ooh, nat 1.
Yeah.
From Finn again?
Oh no, not any better.
Oof. Let's see what Mossy rolls here. It's a 10. Alright, so Lorelai, what'd you roll?
21.
21. I think that puts Lorelai at the top. Samson, what did you roll?
I rolled a 5.
And then
Sorry, I was in the wrong category.
so that's gonna put Mossy at second. You rolled a 5, so that's your third, and then Finn, I'm so sorry, you are last with your nat 1. The pigs run away from you as you enter the arena.
He's too excited.
Yes. They
Why
run.
are you running away?
Don't run away. I just want your love. I just want love me.
Please.
All right. Okay, so we start off here. Lorelai, you get the drop on everyone, and you get to make your pig call first.
So what am I rolling?
So you're gonna roll a d20, and it's gonna be your charisma bonus or your animal handling bonus, whichever is higher.
Gotcha.
You're just gonna roll a d20 and add that.
Okay. Uh-oh. 14.
That's still pretty good though. What does this sound like?
Her first pig call.
What does
is gonna
this
be
first pig call sound like?
like the babies from Up, Kevin's babies.
Oh, Kevin's babies?
Yes.
Okay. So you start, like, it almost sounds like squealy and like high pitched. And like a couple of them perk their ears up and they kind of look at you a little bit funny and do like the dog tilt with their heads, and they like start trotting towards you a little bit, and then one of them like runs towards you, like apparently you hit a nerve, and it's just like it's going up. Here's some more clips of like snorkeling that's gonna happen. And you just like just takes off towards you, and it's like wee 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 as it gets closer. And yeah, you start pulling some of them close to you. Mossy is gonna go next. That is a nat 1. Mossy.
I loved Mossy too.
Mossy gets stage fright, and he just kind of like stands there, and like he just like he's kind of like, you can see he's turning red, and he freezes up, and like it's not happening. His wife's in the crowd, and she's just like, okay, so like mouthing like it's okay, and like, and yeah, and he loses his turn there.
Oh.
How much did you get, Lorelai? I'm sorry, Daniel, you're keeping track?
Yep.
Okay, Daniel will keep track. Okay. So that's gonna lead us to Samson. Give me your pig.
Okay.
Give me your beautiful pig girl. I want to hear it. Woo me with it.
I just come up there and I say to everyone, to all the pigs, all of these other people are here to kill you. They're going to turn you into bacon. Come here to me now. Because I can just talk to pigs and they understand what I'm saying.
Okay. Are you using speak with animals or something, or?
I'm using beast speech, which is or speech of the woods, which is where I just talk to animals.
Okay, you just talk to animals?
They can understand me, and I can decipher their noises and emotions.
Okay. Okay, so as they can all understand you, before you roll, I want to know what the crowd hears.
Oh, the crowd?
Yeah, what does the crowd hear?
So the crowd hears me go like...
Beautiful.
Sounding the alarm that they'll all be turned to bacon.
Roll with advantage.
That is a 19 plus 3, so 22.
Oh, like they begin to swarm near you. They just meet, like a ton of them begin to swarm towards you. Some of them just kind of look at you like silly, and they kind of look at one another like they're a little bit boggled that you can speak to them, and they haven't stopped, but they've kind of slowly started walking over. But a lot of them begin swarming over in your direction.
Come, my children of the swine.
Children of the swine.
Finn, it's your turn.
So Finn is taking a few steps forward and being like, come on, why are you running away? Come on, come towards me. And then he's gonna kind of stop and look over at Mossy, who's looking really shy, and he feels really bad for him. So he's gonna walk over to Mossy and put a hand on his shoulder and be like, it's okay, you can do this. And he's going to kind of cast guidance on him.
Aww.
And hoping those inspirational words help him to get a little more confidence in himself, because he's got this. He's done this before.
So you forgo your turn to help him?
Yes.
I love that so much. You go over and he's just he's just kind of very close to himself and just lost, glossed over and stage fright. And then you kind of put your arm on his shoulder and he just kind of turns and looks at you, and you say all those things to him, and he goes, thank you. I don't have many friends, and that's really nice. Thank you.
But you do have a lot of friends. The pigs love you. I just know it. I can see it.
So when Mossy's turn comes back around, he will have, what is blessing again? Add a D.
It is D4 to his ability check.
D4, and yeah, okay. So he gets that D4, and you forgo your turn like the saint that you are. And
It's too pure for this world. Yeah.
it's just too pure for this world. And that's gonna lead us back to Lorelai.
All right. Unlike Finn, Lorelai is in it to win it. So I'd like to use her bonus action to inspire herself.
Okay. Wait, can she inspire herself, Daniel?
Yeah, you can inspire anyone.
Oh, I thought you couldn't inspire yourself to a certain level.
Let me see what
I
it is.
don't think so.
Oh, it says you can inspire others.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a 14th level lore bard ability.
Yeah.
To be able to
Yeah,
inspire
because I remember I tried to do that. Everyone tries to do that.
You can,
Which, by the way, our bard shirt is I inspire myself.
That's why you have it.
That's why we have the bard shirt. Yes.
Every bard ever. Can I inspire myself?
So what do you do instead, Lorelai?
I would like to roll before I decide what I do.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, a 16. All right, so she sees Samson really just somehow being silly and getting all the pigs. So she starts to be very serious, and she starts just singing like this haunting, like she's like going at it.
The crowd is just like stunned by this beautiful voice that has just now erupted onto the field, the most unique pig calling so thus far. And you see all that the pigs just kind of like look up in awe, and they just kind of turn from your side, Samson, as they hear Lorelei begin to like this beautiful, like almost opera-esque voice that kind of like you can almost feel the ringing in your ear a little bit, like the sound vibrations kind of like ringing a little bit, and like some of them that you have hoarded all to yourself begin to leave and go over to Lorelei's side now. They're cheating on you with the songstress of the swine.
The traitors will be bacon.
All right, so that's gonna lead us back to Mossy, and he gets a D6 added onto his roll. Oh man! Oh, I thought she said a D6 for guidance.
Yep, he gets his D4.
Oh, he gets a D4. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Right.
Oh, no. He starts to kind of, oh, but this guy, man, I feel so bad. He's just kind of like,
Oh.
so sweet, Piggy, 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 Piggy. The crowd is just like the cringiness of the situation now. And he just kind of like buries his head on your shoulder, and like it's very heavy, so it's like quunk a little bit. and yeah, Mossy is not doing too hot. Samson
goes,
speak to your people.
and I will tell them all in their pig language that the siren will turn you to bacon. The traitors return. No, everyone here, this is your salvation.
He's like preaching to the pigs right now.
He's gonna have a pig cult.
Roll, please.
That would be a natural 20.
A nat 20.
Plus 3.
A nat 20. Wow. So, wow. With your nat 20, go ahead and add a D10 to that roll.
Ooh, another D10.
Yeah.
I am the swine god. I don't know what I'm doing. Another D10. That's a 2.
2. So your voice rings out amongst the swine here, and they hear you and they turn, and then they have like this moment where they're like, Lorelei would betray us, like the coming over there, like this realization coming over their apparently
She
really,
would, my piglets.
and like their tails just kind of like tingle around a little bit, like little eyelashes on their little butts. And like, they look back at Lorelei, and they immediately all begin to come back to you as if they've made a grave error, and they're just and like, and they're coming back, and they're trotting, like they're not even trotting, they're running like the stampede from the Lion King. They're stampeding over to the other side. All right,
my piglet children, you are safe here.
in.
Wow, Samson's doing really good over there. Okay, so he's gonna go back to his corner and kneel down and be like, come on, piggies, come over here. Come on. Away from Samson, please. Gonna try. And then... Okay, 16.
Okay. So you kind of start speaking up now, and this, like, they had not even heard you before, other than like you're like, oh my gosh, I want all of them.
They're all
when
so cute.
when you first entered the ring, and they kind of like some of them like the stragglers that didn't quite make it to Samson, kind of like begin trotting very gently in your direction.
Yay! Right direction. Come
And
on,
there's, like-
keep coming.
All right, Lorelai. What's the score so far?
I only see one option here, and that is to inspire our good friend Mossy. So I'm gonna give him some inspiration as I continue singing, but it gets more aggressive.
It gets more
As I
aggressive.
continue singing.
You assault them with your voice.
Yes.
The current goal as we begin this third round is Lorelai with 30, Mossy has 4, Samson has 47, and Finn has 16.
Okay, so we're getting pretty close here.
All right, so that was a bonus action, so I still get to call, right?
Yes, of course.
So I've got a 21,
Okay.
and the runs are just.
Just so frantic. Okay, all right.
Is Lorelai okay? Looks like she's.
Their ears just
She's
start
really giving it her all.
like their ears start flapping back, like up and down, like they like almost like they're a part of a cult or something, and they're just kind of like with every with every note, it's like like they begin like in sync, like just kind of like moving with your notes a little bit. And they begin, like, they're so confused, they feel so torn, but then they all start making their way back to you now. Alright, that's gonna lead us to our dear, Mossy. Poor Mossy.
Mossy.
Okay. So, you get, what did you give Mossy, inspiration? It's a D4, right?
D6. Yeah.
It's a D6? Okay, just making sure.
Yes.
I get inspiration and blessing and all. So 9 with the D6. That's gonna be 13? 12, sorry, 12. 12. 12. So he kind of like he starts a little low, then he starts singing as well, and he goes, Un giorno sai, per noi verrà la libertà di amarci qui, sin senza limiti. And yes, that is Italian. And, but, like, he's not looking at anybody, and, like, not all of the crowd hears it, of course, but, some of the pigs are like here, and they kind of turn over and they just kind of look at him, and just a very few start trickling over because he sang it, but he sang it very softly. So like those competitors that you guys next to him heard him, but most of the crowd didn't hear them. And like you hear the crowd going, "You need to speak. We can't hear you."
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Samson.
Samson is shocked and appalled at this glorious angel who has just brought us music during this pig calling contest now, and in a hopes to win the contest, he'll pull out the funnel cake and his remaining good berries for the day, and mix them all together and kind of like sprinkle them among the piggies that he has around him, and he'll say, yes, you will prosper and feed and have food and not be bacon when you come with Samson Martis. And for everyone else, they'll hear, woo, 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 just over and over and over again. And I will try to call the rest of the piggies to me.
All right, roll that beautiful die.
That is a 18, which puts me over the top.
So you all see as a final swarm of piglets begin to they all make their way over to Samson, and the crowd is like woo, and the announcer guy who keeps track of who's in the competition goes, I think we have a winner! We have a winner here with the one who actually sounds like he speaks big. Yeah. But the lovely voices that we had here today. Let me tell you something. This one right here with this Lorelei. She did a fabulous job as well. Can we get a round of applause for everyone? And then the crowd starts cheering and clapping, and nobody pays any mind to Mossy.
I will take my pig, the chosen of the few, and I will approach Fiddle-Eye and Lorelei. I'll say, so, look, we got a new pig now. Are we gonna keep this?
Yes. Are we gonna keep it? You're gonna take the pig?
Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna turn him into bacon. Look, we just had a conversation, you know.
Oh,
Can't cut him up now. Yeah.
I know, he's so cute. You did so good out there. Did you actually speak pig to them?
Oh yeah.
What did you say?
I told them that if they came to me, they wouldn't become bacon, which is usually the case. Well, I was wondering, should we keep the pig or should we give it to?
The guy comes over. He's like, "Are you telling me you don't want the bacon either? This is 5 pounds of prime cut fat back. Let me tell you."
I'm not a big fan of bacon.
You almost hear Iramir across the city. Take the meat.
Lorelei looks so heartbroken. All right. I guess we'll hold it off for the
I was
next.
the runner-up. Can I have the bacon?
Well, it is Freesia's effort. We can't give you the whole 5 pounds, but we can give you some. And he hands you like he wraps up a small stack, kind of like a butcher shop with butcher paper, and ties it up, and he'll give you like a pound.
Pound of bacon.
You all, Mossy makes his way back to his wife, and she just kind of he just puts his head down into her shoulder, and she just kind of cradles him. He's very tall and she's much shorter, so she just kind of has to lean up to him, and she just you see her rubbing his back.
Samson, I think you're right. I think we should maybe give the piglet to Mossy. He seems to really care for them a lot.
I mean, that's what I was thinking, but I know you want one, so if you would like the pig, we can do that. I already have Volpa. Is Volpa returned?
Yes. Will you roll an investigation check for Volpa? Her stats are are in Foundry.
Her stats are in Foundry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to find them.
I will pull it up for you.
I rolled a d20 and I rolled a natural 7. But I was thinking that he gave it a good shot there, and it seemed like real important to him,
Yeah, and I think they're real cute, but
yeah, no.
Iramir would probably eat it if we brought it back.
He probably would. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Maybe we should give it to Mossy. Also, I think we should invite Mossy to the concert with us. He actually sang really well.
It's not the pig that's important to him. It's the performance. And she'll walk away, she'll turn, and she'll start approaching, and she'll start singing the song that he was singing.
Make a performance check.
Oh no.
Because it's in a different language.
It is. 24.
Oh, your memory and the song and the way that he sung, you remembered every word, you remembered every tone, every note, and you play it back beautifully. I'm guessing more in soprano than where he's more of like a bass, and he just kind of looks up at you, and he's crying, he's tears.
He looks down at me, but okay.
I'm sorry. Well, when I say he lifts his head up and he looks down at, we'll say that he looks down at you, and you can see that his eyes are red, and he's just kind of crying, but he just kind of he smiles a little bit at you when you start singing the song that he was singing, and and his wife just kind of, she smiles at you too, and she mouths the words, "Thank you." She mouths the words, "Thank you." And she just squeezes his hand, and he just kind of like looks back up a little bit and looks back down and just kind of smiles a little bit and looks back at his wife, and just, you can see that she's whispering something, or she's talking to him, but of course hushed words, but you wouldn't be able to hear because he's a little ways off. But he smiles at you, and you guys have that little shared, beautiful little moment. It's very sweet.
As I finish, I'll say, we're headed to see the concert next, if you'd like to join us.
His wife looks up, and he looks at you as well, and he goes, I think that would be very nice. Thank you. And his wife looks up. Yes, thank you so much. You've been very kind, all of you. I saw Ben. Sorry, she doesn't know your name. I saw you. You helped him, and you also inspired him as well. And he just gets such stage fright. But thank you so much. We're gonna keep trying, aren't we, Mossy? And he's like, oh, long as you're gonna be there with me, love. And she goes, oh, you couldn't keep me away even if you tried. And she just gives him a kiss, like this beautiful, passionate kiss that's a little bit uncomfortable, but like you can tell from it that they're super in love, and they're both very different. And from the outside in, like a lot of people wouldn't think that the two of them would be together, but they have a beautiful, wholesome love that's absolutely adorable and just beautiful. And they nod and like, that sounds wonderful. Let's go. The concert sounds lovely. And I think we'll take a break here. Oh, sorry.
Before we go, Finn, will you please take this pig? I can't have two pets.
Well, since Lorelai thinks he won't want it, I want it.
Okay, I give Finn the
He's gonna take the piglet. He's like, you're so cute.
And it's tiny. It's a tiny piglet. It's probably
I've got much
about yay
responsibility.
big. But it's gonna get big.
It's okay. You're so adorable.
All right, so Finn has a pig now. I'll have to create a stat sheet for that. And
I asked the pig, as in, what's your name?
You can understand him, but he says, Snonk! 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 Snonk!
He says his name. He says the pig says his name Snonk.
Snonk. S-N-O-N-K. Snonk.
What do you think about Snonk?
Snonk.
I'm gonna cry.
Snonk. Snonk. Snonky snonk. It's so cute.
Snonk.
It kind of sounds like the noise he makes. Snonk.
All right.
We're on the same page.
We're gonna take a 10-minute break. I don't know about you all, but I have to use the restroom really bad. And we'll be back in 10 minutes. So we'll see you all in a few. And we are back. Hello. All right. So let's jump back into this. So, you all begin to make your way over to the stone amphitheater. We'll say, the first group, the sheep shearing group with Roaring Bear and Prayaria and Uramir, they kind of show up first. I'm guessing you guys kind of wait around the front for the others to show up, and then pretty soon you wait for a little while, maybe like 20-30 minutes, and it isn't too long before the rest of your comrades rejoin you, and you guys see each other again, reuniting. Of course, the second party is bringing in a very large man that you guys have never seen before. those of you who weren't at the pig calling. Very large, very tall man, and a bombshell gorgeous woman with him as well.
Samson, can we buy another funnel cake on the way there?
I have already purchased it for sure.
It's free.
We constantly
Oh.
kept funnel cake on us the entire festival.
Isn't it free? It's free.
Yeah, it's free.
Then we're just like shoving
said
our
you-
face in their spotlight.
I guess you just gave the guy copper as a tip, maybe? Who knows? But yeah, it's
As a tip.
free. It's
There's
free.
powdered sugar all over Finn's face.
Beautiful and appropriate for Finn. All right, so you would join. Is there anything you guys like to say to your comrades as you kind of regroup here, or are we going straight into the theater?
Look, everyone, we have a new
Yeah,
party member.
Nice to meet you, sir. What is your name?
And he just
Name is Snonk.
Not the man.
Oh.
And the man. Oh, he kind of like as he's been addressed. He kind of looks down at his wife, and she goes, and he goes, "Oh, my name is Mossy, and this is the woman I don't deserve, who's the love of my life. This is Tawny."
Nice to meet you both. Why
And
did
she's just like,
Revenir
"Hello,
choose you?
Oh,
Revenir. What? Revenir didn't choose us."
I kind of
What-
what do you mean?
A little bit.
in a way, Revenir kind of brought all of us here today, don't you think? Tony
Oh.
and Mossy.
Yeah, that's right. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Freesia's advent. That's right. So once in a year, annually, and he goes, that was yes, and annually, yes, once in an annually. And she just kind of like grabs his arm and hugs it a little bit, and he just kind of like smiles down at her. I've never been to the concert of flowers. It looks beautiful, and like you can all see like the stone amphitheater. This is in the Goldspire district. It's carved from limestone, and you can see people kind of like begin to pile in, seating for hundreds. Hand carved columns and archways along the back of the stone stage platforms, completely covered in flowers. In fact, the entire theater is covered with freesia. And you see boughs, I can never say boughs, like boughs of holly, like boughs hanging from the column to column, creating this kind of canopy across the audience seating. If none of the flowers were here, it would be like an outdoor theater with columns. But there's so much freesia that it's almost like tented among the columns and such. It's beautiful. And he's just like, it's absolutely beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. She goes, it is beautiful, isn't it? She just kind of smiles up at Mossy. It's kind of romantic.
So, where are you from?
Oh, we're from Dawn's Rise. We came
John's
up-
rice too.
You are? That's so wonderful. What are you doing here?
I decided it was time for a change.
Well, they wouldn't really give Mossy the opportunity to be on stage, said he didn't have the right look and a whole bunch of other things. But we thought maybe Cambria for Freesia's advent he would get the chance to maybe she just kind of trails off. Well, there's still plenty of time. There's 7 days of Freesia's advent. Maybe we can go to one of the inns and maybe somebody will be there. There's so many people here from all over, Mossy. Maybe they'll hear your voice and maybe you can be in a show.
That's a wonderful idea. There's plenty of opportunity. Don't doubt yourself.
And she just kind of hugs onto Mossy, and he goes, I just get very nervous, and when everyone's staring at me, It's just
Don't
my-
look at them. Just think about your wife. And everything you sing is for her.
everything I do sing is for her. And she just kind of smiles and she turns a little red a little bit. And she just squeezes his arm again. Shall we go sit down?
Yeah, let's do it. What was it?
Pig, you got dinner.
Oh no, RB, this isn't dinner. This is snonk.
Snack.
No, snonk. He's gonna reach over and like boop RB on the nose.
Oh, he's gonna boop him with that. Oh my god.
Piglet's nose.
That's so adorable. And she boops your nose with the pig's snout, and it's very wet and like and viscous and a little bit snotty, and the nose just kind of like a bunny's nose almost just kind of like moves a little bit, and it just like and it just kind of tilts his head as it looks at you.
I wipe my nose and give it a nice hard look. I will eat you.
No, you will not.
Don't worry, I knew this would happen, and I pull out a strip of bacon for both Ermir and Roaring Bear.
I'm gonna cover Snonk's eyes. Don't look.
Don't look. Don't watch.
Snock's brother. Brunch.
Snonk just kind of like brunch.
I see what you did there.
Snonk just kind of buries his head in your arm, and he just kind of like he's settling down to go to sleep a little bit. It's been a long day for him. He's been
a lot of running,
a lot of snonking. Do you all make your way into the theater?
As we approach the theater, I take Pulpa in this big crowd and let her like run on my leg and get on my shoulder, and I'll ask her, "What'd you find?"
Ah, yes. She goes, I didn't find anything. I look, and I look. Gone. Nowhere to be found.
Oh, well,
I found...
nowhere.
I do find fish rotting. Smell bad.
You telling me you got distracted by some fish after we already had berries? Are they not your favorite? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. You
Smell
did your
bad.
best.
Smell bad. Smell very bad. Smell
your breath
bad.
smells a little bad, so just.
And it just like she kind of like chirps at you the way that foxes do. I can't. I'm gonna try to be like, God no, it sounds like a dolphin. I'm not gonna butcher Vulpa's voice. Yeah, like a dolphin, right? No.
What the fox say?
What does the fox say?
You're not bringing that here.
No, we'll let chat. We'll let chat get into that. What does the fox say? All right. So you all make your way into the theater and begin to. Let me make a roll here real quick.
Did any of you find anything while you were out doing whatever with the sheep? We didn't find anything. Our best investigator here found some fish, and that was all.
Some
Found a very
fish.
nice lady with some very nice shears.
Are you trying to hide Lorelai?
What? Oh, I forgot. No, she's not.
I didn't think you
forgot.
forgot. I didn't think so.
Oh no.
So you make your way to the entrance, and like the stage managers there, and he just kind of like.
I go.
And he just kind of like whispers to somebody, and he just kind of like. He sees that you're kind of here with some friends, and he overhears as like Mossy's like, I'm so excited to see his show. That he gets the sense that you're probably here to see it, but he goes.
And she lifts up her leg and goes like this, like break a leg.
And he continues to just kind of like daggers, just like follow your every movement, and he just kind of like passes off his supplies, and he almost like a vulture, like makes sure to follow you. He's never too far away, but he's just following you for insurance purposes' sake. But he's not like kicking you out.
Hey, Lorelai, that man is staring at you. Is he your friend?
No.
Are you sure?
He's quite angry at me, but that's okay.
Okay.
The Cambria's just not ready yet.
So you all begin to take your seats within this theater. You see a variety of women and men with hand-woven baskets. They make their way through the aisles in the audience. They are handing out what looks to be like small, glowing orange fruits, maybe berries, perhaps, and to the people who are taking their seats in the theater. They look about like the size, like for visual purposes, of like kumquats, which are very much like oversized grape looking, and as you all sit, eventually a man makes his way to you with a basket as well, and he begins. He shakes. Who would be the first person that he would run into? Does anyone want to volunteer? Definitely. Okay. Praeria. He shakes your hand, and his hand is very sticky, and he's just like, "Well, howdy do. I'm sure that you're ready to watch the show. It's such a good thing to see all your faces out here. My name is Jonathan. And he's just got this. He's very like this peachy plum, like very chunky cheek face, a very like brown face, very smiley. And he goes, here you go. Here's your heedleberries. You just want to wait. Remember to wait for the show to start before eating, so you don't want to miss out, because it's a timed effect, of course. But you just want to make sure that you wait. Okay? You're such a beautiful looking bunch of people. All right. And he'll hand them out to you, Finn, and you, Samson, and Ermir, and Praeria, and Lorelai, and RB. And
what does it do?
Oh, it's a secret. We don't want to spoil the surprise. You're not around here, I know, because you're asking. The people who ask, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Has anybody else here seen the show before? Any regulars who've been here sometime last year? Anybody? No? Oh,
Would Ermir know?
This is the first time. I anticipate, unless you would like, that this is the first time Ermir has really come out from the Undercity. He stays down.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So he handed us like a berry thing, is that what he said?
Yeah, he handed you a berry.
Do I know what it is?
Make a nature check. I know, we just made a nature check. That never happens, but not in this game. It's gonna happen.
In the middle of a city, no less.
I know, right?
What is even happening? I'm a druid. I can do nature, right?
You're not proficient in. Wait, hold on. Are you proficient in nature? Is anyone proficient in nature?
Ooh, I might be.
Yes.
I did not take proficient.
So you have to be. I should have asked that. You have to be proficient in nature to even make a check for this.
Oh, yeah, I'm not proficient in nature.
I am half proficient.
I'll allow that. Everyone who would like to roll. So I'm getting the sense. Finn, did you say you were proficient?
Yes.
Okay, so Finn, RB, and Lorelai are all making checks. Is Praeria? Are you proficient, Praeria?
No.
So Finn, RB, go ahead and roll. RB, what did you roll?
12.
Okay. Lorelai?
22.
Okay, and our last, Finn?
14.
Finn, RB, you have no clue what it is. This was a hard roll. Lorelai, it would make sense with your background, kind of reading about it, hearing about the Cambria. These are heedleberries. This is you know that Revenir is very she kind of crossbreed plants. This is actually a special berry that she has created and crossbreeded with other plants. It allows you to hear plants speak.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Whether you share that information with the rest of the group is up to you.
So she'll kind of stare at it, and she'll go, "I know what this is. I'm not telling you,
Lorelai, really?
but I can confirm it's not poisonous."
Snonk just kind of lifts. Is it a girl or a boy? What would you like? Is Snonk a girl or a boy?
Should I roll for it?
You can roll or you can pick. I will allow it. We could do odd male, even female.
Okay, 100 or 20?
20.
All right, natural 1. That's a boy.
So he's a god. So he's a non-binary god. No.
Perfect.
So he picks his head up and he kind of like sees it in your hand, Lorelai, as you're talking about it, and he looks like he wants a little bit of it.
We should have gotten one for him, huh? I guess I can share mine.
That would be great.
Can we get one for Snot?
You could, yeah, if you really wanted to.
Well,
oh, you won't vote for the pig? Oh, that is so cute. You know, some people bring their pets here and they think, you know, I want my dog to listen and yeah, so here you go. And he just
Thank you. Oh, should we get one for Volpa too?
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me see.
And he's like, Volpa gets one too. This is taking an interesting turn. So you kind of all wait as everyone takes their seat and the stadium fills, and they continue handing out. Once the stadium is completely filled, and it is packed, it is completely filled. There are people that are standing up in the back, up against the curtains of Freesia along the back, like far in the back, and even some people standing along the sides. I mean, it's packed in with people. And then you see 3 different people walk up on stage. They are dressed in white robes with white kind of corsets cinched around their waist, cream-colored, like wispy linen hoods hang loosely on the back half of their head, like not like, you know, over their faces, but like just kind of like on the back head. Very, very almost like, and it kind of what you would see like religiously, like on the back of the head. And then the one speaks up. One of them walks up. It's a woman, and she goes, "We are grateful to Revenir Thorn for Frisia's advent. She single-handedly is responsible for abolishing the flesh market in Auroria. She eradicated the Iron Claw Howlers from the mainland and banished the ancient red dragon Arathon." And the crowd kind of boos a little bit at that name. "To the elemental plane of fire. If it wasn't for her, this city wouldn't be here this day. We all wouldn't be here this day. Her generosity is overflowing. Today she gives us a window into her world with this annual Concert of Freesia." The woman kind of like bows, and all 3 robed individuals like touch their lips. And you start to see the audience kind of one by one begin to eat the berries that were given to them.
So I am supposed to eat it.
That is...
Arya immediately just shoves the whole thing in her mouth.
Okay.
Lorelai will toss hers up and catch it in her mouth.
You try to catch it in your mouth?
Yeah.
Okay, roll dexterity?
dear.
Rolled acrobatics, actually. That sounds like an acrobatic thing to do.
Okay. 14.
Okay. Yeah. You throw it up. It kind of like hits the side of your lip and then the other side and then finally goes in. It's not like a swish or anything, but it's like kunk 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 and goes in. Hits the top of your tooth a little bit. Now, as you all begin to eat this, I need to know what it tastes, or if you'd like, I'd like to know what does it taste like to you all. You can share if you'd like. It tastes different to each person. This could be your character's perception or memories of springtime. It could be a feeling, a smell, a taste, a memory, or maybe a few of each. What does it taste like, you all, and would you like to share? You don't have to share it, but if you'd like, you can.
I can share. Okay, so for Finn, as soon as he eats it, he feels like a sense of warmth go throughout his entire body. And he kind of gets the floral taste of like cherry blossoms on the back of his tongue. And it kind of just makes him really like nostalgic, and he looks down a little bit and he just looks very like taken aback.
Okay. Anyone else like to share?
Sure. I think
Or-
for Freya it would taste like rainwater.
Interesting. Interesting. I like that.
She kind of nods to herself. And just keeps eating.
Like freshly rained rainwater. No. Freshly
Yes,
fallen
like warm
rainwater.
rainwater.
So I don't sound like a doof.
Yes.
All right. Would anybody else like to share? Samson?
Yeah, for Samson, he almost like spits it back out when he tastes it for a second because it's so bitter, and it like when he bites it, and it's almost, it tastes like it's the whole thing is rotten to the core.
Ooh, interesting. RB? Oh, sorry.
Actually, like the most visceral way, like takes the berry in half of his teeth and is like, and like sprays juice
Squirts
all over
out, yeah.
it. His eyes will go wide and go off to a distant place as he it's the taste of freshly brewed cactus flower tea.
I like that. It's very, very sweet and appropriate. Lorelai?
As Lorelai takes a bite, she tastes sweet elderflower and lemon, very sugary, with just a little bit of tang. And it reminds her of home.
Very sweet. And last but not least, Uramir.
As he takes the fruit and takes a bite, he's taken back to like childhood memories, and his tastes like a sweet, like a candy almost. And yeah, he's just taken back to a simpler time. His eyes kind of water up.
Okay. The three individuals on the stage kind of wait for a moment for the crowd to prepare as everyone eats their berries that are given to them. And then the crowd gets very quiet. And everyone stops talking. And of course you see Volpa. She kind of gnaws on hers, and like saliva just starts pouring out of her mouth and kind of on your shoulder a little bit. And then Snonk eats his, and then his nose kind of like waters up a little bit, and his eyes kind of light up a little bit. And it kind of, some of the juices get on your arm. And then you see the three individuals begin to kind of turn their hands, and they seem like very gracefully like moving their hands up and down, and you kind of see this glowing magical energy crawl up their arms, and like the wind begins to pick up. And it starts from where they're standing. And you can see like the hoods getting flown back, and the wind begins to pick up more. And they begin to send the wind throughout the entire amphitheater. And it's just a kind of silent, like even the the echo of the streets and the people walking by and enjoying the festival outside of this moment. It is all you can hear. It's like being in the mountains. And all you can hear is just the symphony of the wind. And then it starts out low and begins to build a little bit. And you hear something else behind the wind. It's like thousands of voices crying out the same note. And the wind continues to move, and you see like a waves of flowers moving in sync. This beautiful chorus. You can almost feel the vibrations of the song in your own throats. And everyone's just kind of in awe of this moment. The children are smiling. You see some older folks, some older couples like tearing up. You see Mossy, he's bawling. He's bawling his eyes out, and he's got both arms, and he's got Tawny in the most snuggly of hugs, and they're just holding each other and like having their heads next to each other as they experience this almost transcending moment of hearing the flowers all sing. And the figures on stage continue to dance in rhythm, almost as if they know the notes the flowers are going to speak before they even come out. And it's a beautiful moment. How do you all react to this moment?
I will druid craft some vines around my arms and put some flowers on them too that kind of match, and I'll just hold my hands up in the air and have them sing in chorus.
An added layer of notes echoes out with the others, and you can see some of the people nearby kind of look at you and they smile, and they look at your arm as the flowers on your arm also begin to kind of sway with the wind that's moving around this amphitheater.
Finn is just going to hug Snonk a little closer to him and just stare in awe around him and just listen in wonder.
Briaria is going to take her staff of the fluent flourish, and she's going to just kind of look at it. You can see her eyes kind of tear up as she holds the staff closer to herself. And a flower is going to bloom from the top of it, and she just closes her eyes and listens to it.
What's the flower? What kind of flower do you decide to bring onto it?
It's a flower from home.
What does it look like?
It's small. It's a very bright blue. Otherwise, completely unremarkable. Just a very small, pretty thing.
Another note is added to this chorus, and it's almost like this flower has a bit of a bass tone to it that kind of anchors the falsetto-y soprano that's echoing out around everyone. And like, there are some individuals nearby that see your staff, and they smile at you as well. And there's unity in this moment. RB?
He'll raise his hood and kneel upon the ground and reach into one of his belt pouches and hold an object and fiddle with it in his hands as he, just deeply is in tune with this moment.
Okay. Are you trying to hide what you have in your hand?
Not necessarily, but it's pretty well held.
Okay. So it's like covered by your fist, so people wouldn't be able to see. But people can tell like your friends nearby could tell that you're holding something.
Yep.
Okay. Alright. I think Lorelai and Uramir, you're left.
Lorelai pulls out a notebook with a wooden cover that's carved intricately on the front and back. She opens it and begins writing stream of consciousness as she looks up into the strings of Freesia.
Okay.
Urmir gets very emotional. The cloak that his mother sewed up for him, he kind of pulls it off and just kind of holds it, like he holds it and he has his arms crossed and held up close to his chest, and he starts to cry. This beautiful moment just makes him very aware. He looks over and he sees Mossy and Tony all hugged up. He sees, Finn with Snog all held up, and it's a beautiful moment, but he's very aware of how alone he is right now, because he can't share this moment with the people that he cares about the most right now. So he just kind of starts bawling into the cloak.
Okay. You all share your own unique moment within this amphitheater. And you can tell by looking on the faces of the other individuals in this theater, mothers, grandfathers, grandparents, children, the respect and the quietness of the moment. Everyone is kind of in their own little world in some sense, but in another sense together. It's beautiful. The people continue to warp their hands around. You all feel like this moment could last forever. But of course, it can't. And pretty soon, the wind dies back down. And so do the voices, as they silently and slowly fade out. And there's a moment where everyone just kind of sits in complete silence. And some people you can hear some sniff, now that the singing is done, you can kind of hear a little bit of sniffling from other people in the crowd, and everyone stands up. It's almost like this reverence of those people who have died to free the people of Cambria, the deaths that have happened in the past, their own family troubles. They all kind of silently stand up and just kind of bow. One by one, some people will stand up and we'll just kind of bow in the moment. And pretty soon it's over. And people begin shuffling out, they're speaking, and they begin making their way out of the theater, and that is the end of the concert. Mm-hmm. You all kind of just sit there together and not move. Kind of coming back out of this deep moment as the people begin to gather their belongings and leave the amphitheater.
Urmil kind of wipe his eyes and regain his composure a bit. Look at the rest of the party.
That was beautiful. I wasn't expecting that at all.
I've heard rumors, but I could never imagine that plants sounded so beautiful.
And to think that happens all the time around us, right? I mean, they're probably always talking. Always singing.
I feel bad about how I treated the Freesia yesterday. It was just a clumsy mistake. I've done the routine many times before, but I was using a piece of rope and perhaps I laced a little too much Freesia around it.
I'm sure it won't hold it against you.
If it helps, I ate one.
That's very true. She did eat one. Oh my god.
It sounds more beautiful than it tasted.
Volpa just kind of hugs your neck a little bit tighter.
B, you okay?
He takes whatever it is and then tucks it back into his belt. It is good to commute.
Yeah.
All right. You all begin making your way back to the tavern, or begin walking. I'm guessing you might want to make your way back to the tavern for maybe some lunch before you embark on one of Revenier's leads. Okay. So you all begin making your way back to the tavern. Unless you all have something to say on the way back to the tavern, the gravity of the beautiful concert just kind of weighs in on you.
Yeah, Irmir's pretty quiet, thinking about all that. Was a lot.
As we're walking, do I see anyone who looks like they're in need, like they could use a meal?
Make an investigation check.
Investigation. 19.
Okay. So, as you're walking, every now and then you'll just see someone standing or sitting, but they'll all have this same glassy-eyed expression. They'll look eyes sunken in, emaciated. Different people. Old, young, middle-aged. Different races, creeds, origins. But they're peppered throughout the crowds.
Mm-hmm.
All of them have that same thing in common. Quietly unblinking stare.
So as we pass, I'll pass out my bacon until it's gone.
You'll pass that to those people?
Yeah.
Every time you do that, I mean, they snatch it out of your hands and they just like almost like animalistically eat it. And they just kind of look back at you hungry for more as you continue to walk past them. Some of them start following you.
Oh, great.
Like, all of us are like following the group.
Well, Lorelei's in the group, so yes.
Well, that's not what I wanted.
Urmir will he'll take notice of this and kind of pause, and he'll open up his bag and he'll pull out the leftovers from this morning.
Mm-hmm.
We had, and sensing that the people following us are a bit on edge, he'll hold it up and show it to them, and then like set it on the ground for them to come grab.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to like divert them or like just trying to feed them?
A little of both, honestly.
Okay, so one or the other. You put it down, they immediately pork it down, of course, very quickly, and some of them fight over it a little bit. And some of the people walking by see this and make comments like, "Hey, there's some free food over there," and they just ignore it and they just look back up at you. They stand back up and they continue to follow you.
Lorelai, have you picked up some new friends?
I stop and I turn. Do you need help?
You give us food. You almost say it in like sync. Like all three of them at the same time. Different voices, but they all say the same thing.
None of you have spells for this, do you? I'd say to my comrades.
They kind of remind me of the woman we saw back at the pig calling pens.
We're
Exactly.
we're friendly. There's nothing to be afraid of. We're so hungry.
We gave you all we've got. There's food elsewhere.
Of course. They just stand there.
Oh no.
Back away slowly.
They let you back away and they just watch you. And they just stand there. And the crowd just kind of moves around them with their own business.
Why do you think they're acting like that?
Is this normal?
No.
I don't think so.
For them it is.
But if there's free food everywhere, then why wouldn't they go get it? I mean, the lady that I talked to, she insisted that she wanted meat and that she couldn't eat anything else.
When you go so long without, I guess it breaks you in a way.
No. No, they must be under some sort of influence. They
Is
must
that all
be.
that you know?
Is there any sort of magic around?
I can't really do that today.
Cast detect magic on
In front of them?
him. No.
What's the radius on that?
I think it's 30 or 60, I believe. Let me see. Detect magic. 30-foot sphere. So it's like in an area, so I can like turn my back to him and cast it and see if I sense anything behind me. I don't want to do it like in plain view of them, you know?
But it's verbal.
Okay, I can make a stealth check.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand.
Alright.
Like, I almost want to say a disadvantage because of how poorly this is put together.
I only rolled a 7.
Okay. As you begin to cast this spell, they all in sync say, "What are you looking for?"
Why does everyone keep asking me this?
We should go.
Okay,
We should
so Urimir knows that they're cannibals.
They
and this sort of
begin
stuff.
walking slowly towards you.
We
Do
should
they
go.
normally act like this, or like
I
is
look
this
around.
regular behavior for them?
For who? Regular behavior for what? I look around for the
Is
guards.
this regular behavior?
Where are the guards?
Is this
Well, I
just
mean,
what
'cause-
everyone in the Underdark is? Or not the Underdark.
I mean,
No, that's a level lower.
Might as well, though.
We're not even in the Undercity. I look around for a son of Bouclier or a Sparrowhawk or something.
you cast it, Urimir. They do notice. But you do cast it. You get that same magical aura that I had mentioned earlier.
You said it was necromancy, and what was the other one?
Next,
Enchantment.
Enchantment, yeah.
a little bit of both.
Okay. So they're under some sort of influence.
Yeah, and they're about to influence us to being dead. Let's go.
They continue to walk towards you.
I would like. I can't really. I'm going to attempt to cast sleep on them. So it says I roll 5d8 to determine how many
Hit points of them you can
hit points. Okay,
Mhm.
I don't know. She's just panicking, so she's just
Is
going
that-
for it.
Is that also verbal somatic?
So that's 20. It's verbal somatic. She doesn't care. They
Okay.
know.
Okay.
So that's 20. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose. So I'll pick like the middle of the bunch of them.
Okay.
How many are there, by the way?
There's 3 that you can see.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
Gosh,
We got
those
numbers
are not
of
that
inch.
That
boring.
we can see, guys.
Starting with the creature that has the lowest current hit points. They fall unconscious until there are none left.
Okay.
So what happens?
It's a roll to cast, right?
She rolled 20 hit points worth of damage.
28.
20 total.
20 total.
Worth of sleep, yeah.
Okay. The one in the middle just falls down. The other 2 just kind of like. That wasn't very nice.
Ah, shoot.
Why'd you
Guys-
do that?
Because you're scaring us.
Roaring Bear steps to the front, cracks his knuckles.
I'm with Samson on this. I think we should run.
I don't really feel like killing some folks in the middle of the road. Not right now, do you?
No.
The people like see this. The people have started to kind of circle you all, like, and they're all like watching this happen now. And you're starting to draw a crowd, and they're like, "Somebody go get the Sparrowhawks! Somebody go get the Sparrowhawks! That lady just cast a spell on this man." And like they're all like whispering amongst themselves, "Somebody get the Sparrowhawk!" And you see like some people start to dart off.
We
Like,
should go.
why did you do that? He didn't do anything to you. And like the crowd is like concerned. She's like, I think she's gonna try to steal something from him. And like the gossip is starting. You can hear the gossip starting to go around.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, we should.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I transform into a horse. Right? And as I do,
The crowd is like, whoa!
Oh God.
I say, Lorelai, you're the one who put her to sleep. Jump on, and I turn into a draft horse. You got really small feet. Let's go. And then, if she
Oh my
jumps
gosh!
on,
The 2 people that are left are just standing there, and they're just kind of watching you.
I don't
They
don't get on.
They haven't blinked this entire time. They're
I don't
just
get on.
standing there.
Lorelai, come on.
oh, wait.
What are you doing?
We need to
I
get to
will-
the bottom. Oh, you go first.
If we're leaving, I will attempt to cause a distraction by casting thaumaturgy. I can create a sound that originates from a point of choice within range.
Okay.
Like the cry of a raven, ominous whispers, maybe like just like a really loud shriek, just kind of over there away from us, to make everyone in the crowd turn around and look in that direction so that we can get out of here.
Okay. So you do that. What? So do you say anything, or you just make a loud boom that kind of turns everyone's heads?
Yeah. He'll as this is happening, he'll kind of root around in his bag and pull out a little trinket, like a little noisemaker device, and he'll wind it up twice, and then like he'll just casually toss it.
It's like a penguin.
I'll make another sleight of hand check if I need to, but
yeah, go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead and do that for me.
Come on, I'm pretty decent at these. I feel like I should be able to do it this time. Or not. I rolled a 6. So they see it, but I mean...
But they still hear it. So some of them look, most of them don't. It's starting to get really, really noisy, and you can see like there's some sparrowhawks that are trying to get through the crowd to get up to to the situation. The two of them that aren't passed out on the floor. Is this concentration? How long does this last?
Until they're
Sleep?
woken up for 10 minutes.
And that's right. You're right. 10 minutes. Okay. They look at one another, and then they look back at you all, and they say, "We'll be watching." And they begin to start backing into the crowd.
They just
And-
leave homeboy on the ground.
They just leave him on the ground.
Okay.
And they back into the crowd and they disappear. No, all right, they're gone. They're gone.
Lori starts to hear like the rumors and the talking and the pointing at her, and she kind of realizes what she's done, and she just backs away, like horrified, and jumps on Samson's back.
Wait, shouldn't we help the guy on the floor?
Oh my god.
Leans over him. He just fell asleep.
Is he okay? He's fine. He didn't hit his head.
I'll grab him by the shoulder and like shake him. Wake up, fool, be gone.
You all right.
I think he will wake up if you shake him.
Yes, he's already done it. You shake him a little bit, his eyes snap open, and he's just looking up at you.
Frick.
And he goes, "Hello."
Be gone. And I pick him up and set him on the ground and then turn him around.
The Sparrowhawks are continuing to get through the crowd, and you can see they've just about made it up to you guys. And
I'm gonna, at this point, I'm gonna gallop away with Lorelai.
okay,
Like,
you leave the rest of
like-
them there.
Yes,
Okay.
and like we head back towards the tavern where we all agreed to meet up. But we're gonna get out of there before the Sparrowhawks or anyone can jump around.
Okay. And the same with this guy. He just kind of turns his head back at you all, and he's like, he just gives you a smile, like, see you soon. And then he just kind of like fades back into the crowd without looking, like walking backwards without looking at you. And eventually the Sparrowhawk gets up to you guys, and I think that is where we'll end it.
Oh, crap.
That's where we'll end tonight. The Sparrowhawk finally making his way up into the heat of the action, and that interesting conversation that we're all gonna have with the people that are left behind. Finn, the most charismatic of our bunch, of course, Amir. That'll be fun for everyone to explain to the guard who has the crowd at his back as the perpetrator ran off. That'll be so much fun to experience.
We for sure got off before they saw us, right? Before they arrived.
Oh god.
The Sparrowhawks?
Yeah.
You don't know. But one thing we do know,
I'm super duper fast.
the crowds sure did. It doesn't matter because the crowd saw you all run.
They didn't see nothing.
There was a man, and then he was a horse, and then they went away.
Yes.
No one who
There
would
are-
believe them.
There are lots of witnesses.
Oh no.
Oh man.
So that'll be fun for us all to experience this next Monday. I was not expecting this as a DM, but that'll be fun.
Kept the bacon for myself. But I wanted to be nice on Frasia's advent.
So let me look at my closing here. We had a couple subscribers. Let's thank everyone here. Thank you, Evolo, for Daniel. If you will find us a channel to raid while I do this.
I sent it to you on Facebook.
Oh, you did? Okay. Thank you, Evolo, for the $3 Patreon pledge. Thank you, oh my gosh! We never did the giveaway! Nobody said anything! I completely forgot about the giveaway!
We were preoccupied.
Yeah, we were so into the game.
We were so into what was happening. Anyway,
There are zombies and stuff. Like,
Well, we'll do one next. We'll do two next.
We'll do
Yeah,
two
we'll have
next
to double up.
session. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. I was so caught in what was happening. We'll do 2 giveaways next game. So get excited about that. So back to thanking everyone. I'm so sorry, gosh. I've lost complete track of everything. We'll do two. We'll do 2 giveaways next time. I'm sorry. It's supposed to happen at the break. I just out of my head. So thank you the fifth of four for the $3 Patreon pledge. Thank you Peter Steedman for an $8 pledge on Patreon. Thank you _cat attack for the subscribe, the Prime subscribe. Thank you so much.
Woo!
And yes, I hope I say this right. Thank you UI1 or Uior1 for the tier 1 subscription. Thank you so much. Thank you Dapper Gent for the 100 bits. Thank you Chromatic Chimera for the raid of 13 people. Thank you so much for that. Thank you Ben Mac 1987 for the follow. Vertharitas for the follow. Waffle Cracker 23, great name. Lord Mephiston. There's numbers in that name. Lord Mephiston, I think. For the follow. Thank you Dinkwen for the follow. Thank you Prilt for the follow. If you liked our show, please like and subscribe, or give us the heart. Give us the follow heart. We hope you all enjoyed our show this evening. If you like our show, of course, you can support us on Patreon. We have a ton of homebrew content, magic item cards. We have monthly encounters where we do one-shots and we release maps with each of those encounters. We actually just released the Terror at the Harvest Hunt. It's a 19-page encounter with, I think, 4 different maps, grid and gridless. We released that. If you like it, you can get it for like $3 plus access to all of our other Patreon content. So if you want that, you can go to patreon.com/inkandlyre. Again, we love the subscribes. If you like our show, please support and subscribe. We have another show on Wednesdays that start at 7:30 p.m. on Wednesdays. It's called Iron Valor. It's more combat heavy. So if you like combat heavy D&D as well, we have that show at 7:30 Central on Wednesdays. And then on Fridays, we also just kick back, relax, and play. We play video games and just chill and talk about the week on Short Rest. And that's Fridays at 8 p.m. Central Time. You can hang with us there as well. Other than that, let me see. Who are we raiding? My phone is on the floor. If everyone will prepare for a raid, Daniel, if you will tell everyone what to do on a raid.
Yeah, so we're going to be raiding a channel called Role Players. It's a cool little another live play RPG that you can be able to see. Looks like they've got some really cool production, so we want to see that. When you go over there, go ahead and show them some love, give them some comments, blow up in the chat, tell them that Ink and Lyre sent you over there. Looks like they've got some really cool stuff going on, so they're using kind of some of the overlay extensions that we use. So this is something we like to do because people rate us sometimes, and we want to make sure that we're spreading the love in the small streamer tabletop community. So
yeah, and we had a raid on our very first stream of Fate's End, and it was just meant a lot to us to be supported, and we want to support the community as well. We want to share the love. So if everyone is ready, we can begin the raid. Remember, show some love, send them some emotes, and we will see you all next time. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. All right, bye. We are raiding in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raiding!
Oof.